Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 12th episode of our XCOM playthrough. I had a bit of a late start today for a variety of reasons, both technical and personal. And today, Xale is not with us, I don't believe, unless he would like to. I just noticed he just popped online. So let's ask him real quick. But I do have another special guest lined up for today, and I'm going to go ahead and get that started now.
Hello.
Oh goodness, you are loud. Let's fix that so that the stream isn't a billion, and then Zal just responded. Yeah.
And
Hello?
yeah.
Are we on the internet?
Are we on the internet?
It would appear that we are working. Zal, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. It's just my brother was trying to talk to me about something, and he gets really paranoid and hung up about other people hearing him.
That's entirely fair.
I get that.
Yeah.
Well, he's now finished. He was trying to go on a political rant, but now he's disappointed that I dare try and lead a life somewhere else.
Yikes. But we are live. I apologize to both of you for being late, and also to anyone watching already for being late. Some stuff happened. I haven't had a chance to tell Zal, but I'm not sure if I'm comfortable giving full details on stream, but I may have made a mistake on a professional level today. And I'm not sure, and I won't know for sure until next week. So we will have to wait and see on that. But,
Sounds rough, man. Hopefully it's not too serious.
yeah, I'm hoping I made the right decision, and I'm hoping the decision doesn't have the consequences I'm worried it might. But, okay, I need to just double check. Okay, it's fine there. Why are you guys so weirdly volumed?
I have no idea. You might want to adjust that on the slider.
The Discord.
If you'd like, click on a name on Discord.
Okay, it's just a weird case where, according to OBS, you guys are louder than the game. According to my ears, you guys are significantly quieter.
Yeah, that's a problem I get with OBS all the time. I just learned to ignore the VU meters in it. I don't know what's going on there, to be honest with you.
Yep. I'm really impressed with myself. I managed to remember what you wanted, Star Platinum. And yeah, how do you want to be referred to live?
Jasmine.
Okay, Jasmine it is.
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna change my Twitch username if I can to that, because like I put that in all my Twitch titles and whatnot.
Yeah. Alrighty. Let's see here. It would appear that Xale is still fatigued for another 17 hours, so I can't take him. So we'll put Evie.
That bloody munchie box must have done a number on me.
No, nobody got hurt. If you recall.
Oh no, there was a joke. There was a bit of a fast food joke there. Because over here in Scotland, we in many of the takeout places or takeaway places, as we call them, they sell. I don't know if they still do now because of the concerns of the deleterious effect it might have on people's health. but they used to sell something called a munchie box. And a munchie box is basically a huge takeout meal.
Yeah.
Often stuffed into a pizza box. Or possibly larger.
And obviously it's a munchie box because you only get it if you're stoned and coming down off being stoned.
Not quite. Well, I guess you could, but given not everyone smokes weed here, most people just buy it because, well, they feel like stuffing their faces with a whole bunch of takeout junk food, and yeah, it's a bit controversial.
That is an entirely reasonable desire, though. All right, we'll give.
And for any of you, our viewers who are not aware what the heck a munchie box is, can I post a link in here without getting myself auto mod banned or something?
Well, you are a moderator, so you shouldn't be able to be auto modded.
well,
but we'll find out.
Okay, hey,
I was about to say. You're a moderator.
It worked.
Yeah. I'm curious myself.
Me click now.
Oh.
Yeah, that's typical one.
It's just everything. It's everything in the kitchen sink. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Everything is touching. Oh.
Yeah. Pizza, kebab meat, some type of curly fry, I think, curly fries, and various chicken wings, I think, spiced ones.
Yeah. Coleslaw, and then some kind of sauce.
Yeah, totally. Actually, I'm sorry, it's not chicken wing, it's pakora, which I don't know if you get that over in...
We do.
Okay, well, it looked like I saw some tuna, which looked pretty good, but I could not eat that.
Yeah, over here in the States, anyway, it is generally considered the spiciest thing you can order at a curry house.
Touching down.
Chicken pakora.
Oh, I'm sure there's takeout places here that would probably challenge that assertion.
Yeah.
Alien activity continues to surge within
so you can get
major cities.
You can get everything at most Indian restaurants here in the States at a range of spiciness levels. But assuming you are getting everything at the spiciest possible amount, chicken pakora will be the spiciest. That is just the way that Indian restaurants do here.
Oh, I'm sure you get spicy pakora here as well, but I'm sure there's also other types of meal which would probably be just as, or even more spicier than that. I would not be surprised. I wouldn't know because I have a very low tolerance of spice. The most I could deal with is maybe black pepper if I gear myself up for it, and that is about it.
I get my wings extra hot. Like, I think it's just because I'm from a place that's known for hot wings, so it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a matter of like
boss.
Pride for you.
It is.
given where you from.
Home of the buffalo wing.
Yeah.
I think the rest of my family must have stolen the tolerance for my tolerance for spicy foods because they can just about. Well, my parents can deal with things up to a moderate level. My brother, on the other hand, takes the biscuit or the cookie, I guess, over there. He can basically eat he basically eats pickled jalapenos like they're popcorn.
Yeah, weird.
Jalapenos aren't that spicy compared to fresh.
Oh, the ones he eats are. And he's also can handle some very, very spicy food to the point where even my parents, my mom and father, would struggle greatly.
They always suppress the frickin' the Tachikoma. I don't get it.
Well,
the robot dude is not who you guys need to be worried about.
I just realized that you actually started playing. I forgot the stream itself was actually in another tab because I had to mute myself.
It's alright.
I'm also spamming the social media to try and signal boost the stream.
Yeah. I just kind of got started because I am late.
Yeah, I was wondering. I thought you were either late or you're going to be starting later. I didn't know what was.
Yeah. The stuff I had happen kind of delayed things, and also I kind of took a little bit to kind of perform a little bit of self-care in the process of being late.
Self-care is important.
Yeah. And by self-care, I mean I played a couple rounds of Killing Floor with Shy and the individual who is currently represented as our team scout in this very mission, the Blurp Fish. Who I was very thankful to have the distraction.
Oh no, here we go. It's the Rule 34 flying squids again.
Yeah, but we'll be okay.
I'm now genuinely too scared to look up to type in the actual phrase. Well, he's dead anyway, but I have this morbid curiosity to look up XCOM Rule 34, but I'm genuinely worried that it might result in some horrific things that I might not be able to unsee. Basically,
I mean, I can make a prediction. It's gonna be all scaly stuff. Just because I played XCOM 2, I know it's gonna be all scaly stuff.
Well, and this is coming from basically a horrific weeb who has seen a lot of things, as the ship somehow messes with all those Gatling cannons.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, Xale, did the UK have ADV films back in the day?
Did we have ADV films?
Yeah.
Did we? We had a whole UK office. In fact, one of the folks who is now working as a prominent,
Aye, aye, Commander.
I guess, pundit expert on the anime industry. A lovely gentleman whose name escapes me, but
Yes, Commander.
well, let's see. He I believe he had the name Hugh. He did work for I believe he worked for ADV UK for a very long time, and at some point, shortly after the demise, he would for years after. Sometimes at industry panels, dish a little bit of dirt on what was going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I think that's a bit harsh. It wasn't so much dishing the dirt; it was more trying to explain to us why we couldn't have X series or Y series.
Yeah.
And he would explain that it was often came after a lot of intense negotiations, and that this is looking very dodgy.
We're fine.
That's your. Is this gonna get us banned off of Twitch?
Nah, we're good. We should be good. I mean, we're not playing anything currently, in the stranglehold of the RIAA, so we should be fine. They're the only people issuing DMCA requests, so we should be just fine.
I was just worried that might be veering towards Rule 34 territory already.
I hope not. I mean, these things were in XCOM 1, and XCOM Vanilla has been out for 8 years now. But the reason I ask is last night I remembered the first series I ever saw was Robotech, and I remembered that all of my DVDs came with promo clips for various ADV Films distributions, and I was trying to remember what all of them were, because I don't think I either don't have them anymore or I just don't know where they are. But I haven't seen my Robotech DVDs for at least 2 moves.
Was that a Muton who just bought the farm?
No, they're floaters.
Oh, was it? Okay, I didn't see. I thought it looked like... Okay, he bought the farm anyway.
Yeah, he most certainly did buy the farm.
I'll take care of it.
Like, eat Gatling cannon, scumbag.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, I know that ADV distributed quite a lot of seeds. In fact, I've still got some of them on my shelf at the moment.
Yeah. But like last night was the first time I found out that they actually produced dubs. I thought that they just were a distributor.
Oh no, they had the recording facilities over in I think it was Houston, maybe Dallas. I'm not sure.
It was indeed Houston.
Yeah, they had their offices there. Brought in, and they also launched the careers of many a major anime dubbing voice actor.
Yeah, Amanda Wynn Lee and Spike Spencer were the two names that I immediately recognized. Because I did not know this. But in addition to the stuff that I had seen that they distributed, they did the dub for Neon Genesis Evangelion.
This one did.
Like I said, I thought that someone else had dubbed it, and they were just the distributor or the home video distributor.
We will be in touch, Commander.
So I was very surprised by that. Okay, I need to send them a message and them a message. Now we should be A-okay. I should probably hire some more soldiers. I think I've only got I don't have any rookies left. Huh.
Oh dear.
Oof.
Or do I? Did that rookie... Okay, no, the rookie did not level up yet. I have one rookie left to level up. But I still have plenty of soldiers, just everybody's leveled up at least once.
What was I gonna say there with regards to Neon Genesis Evangelion? Oh yeah, that was probably one of the series that got me interested in kind of becoming a relapsing weeb.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't let's just say I had two phases roughly, and when it comes to my weebery, and the very first one was when I was younger. But I didn't watch typical anime, as it were, when I was younger. In fact, I got my start in weebery, as it were.
Weebery?
So, yeah. Yes, it's a technical term now.
It is indeed a technical term.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I got my start in weebery from, watching, amongst other things, Doraemon and Dr. Slump. And if those are you might have heard of Doraemon. Dr. Slump, not as well known. It was basically the guy behind Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z made before. Well, obviously,
I will admit the only other of that gentleman's works that I have actually heard of or had any interaction with were Chrono Trigger and Dragon Quest. So I'm a bit out of my territory, but.
Oh, Dr. Slump is funny. It was just basically got a mad crazy slacker scientist makes stupid but ridiculously powerful android.
I see.
Basically.
Important information, everybody. Yep. We have acquired aerial combat lasers.
Woo! Does that mean we can actually shoot those stupid UFOs without worrying about them shooting us?
Probably not, but it's gonna be a lot easier to deal with. That right there, the laser cannon, is the most important thing that I have been rushing this entire game.
Ooh,
now,
super heavy laser.
Now we're gonna start rushing the capture stuff so we can take back, what is it, Japan this time? Yeah, Japan. Engineering.
In this playthrough, would there be anything left on the line? It sounds like there probably have been, they've probably already been mashed up by kaiju or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, sorry, go on.
I don't know what they might have. What don't I have? I have plenty of everything. There we go.
Oh, excuse me. Gosh.
You good? Yeah.
I was going to be on the anime front, but yeah, I say like one of the odd things that
unknown organization is
I basically experienced my very first anime in an odd way.
We believe
spokesperson again.
Some misguided sympathies.
Oh no! Now what does he want?
He's just telling us about Xale again. I don't know why I'm watching that.
Back, you see it.
Yeah. Commander, we believe that a bunch of human traitors who call themselves Xale are trying to undermine our operations. We would like you to teach them a lesson.
Yeah. Alrighty. You don't have Ranger, do you? No, but you've got hollow targeting at least. Who else is available? Oh, wait, no, I need to see the...
So, you know that crate that I got from Japan where, like, all them snacks came in and whatnot? And I got, like, all that stuff that's, like, Japan exclusive?
And the long man candy?
Yes. Which I destroyed.
Yeah?
Well, I forgot that I had that subscription going, and all of a sudden I got a notification from PayPal saying, you paid $30-something to Tokyo Treat, and I'm like, cool, I'm getting another box. I'll cancel it after I get it.
Yeah.
And I still have my Sakura Oreos. They're so good.
Okay, no, I don't want to send Trinity because he does not have the right stuff. I need to send this person. No, that was the scout. There they are. Loadout's good. Be nice if they were under one more rank, because then they'd be even better with the pistol, but good enough.
Operative deployed to disrupt Xale in South Africa.
I feel very disloyal to, like, the 3 people that watch my stream.
Why?
Because I went ahead in Yakuza Kiwami. I went far in. I couldn't help myself.
I mean, that's fair, but also just stream it.
Yeah, but everyone's gonna be like, and I'm gonna be like, eh.
I mean, just like, I would have just streamed it just without any kind of, like, notification. Or just been like, literally just start a stream at 3 a.m. Just like, I desperately need to play this game. Sorry.
Well, I was at my fiance's house too.
Oh, fair enough.
And he doesn't have Twitch on his Xphone, so.
Xphone, do people still call it that?
Yeah,
I still call it that.
Unironically, yeah, I do. So I'll just go to stream Dynasty Warriors 9. Cause I'm only a little bit ahead in Way's story. I got such beef with that game.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try.
Commander, by ignoring these UFO contacts,
large UFO, oh no.
Entire satellite
That's
network at risk.
a little disturbing.
Commander, we have multiple reports of new abductions in progress. The locations are marked on the hologlobe.
Giza.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Julie. I know you're probably never going to see this, but I still have to shame you. My cousin Julie just texted me asking me if I knew anyone who can, quote, make a jailbroken computer.
What? You actually jailbreak a computer?
No.
I know you can jailbreak phones, but like a computer doesn't sound possible.
You own the thing. You automatically have root access. Like that's
maybe unless it's some really locked down thing from work, or maybe Apple have finally started to completely lock down their computers as well as their phones. I don't know.
I got beef with Apple too. Cause okay, so I had to try to fix one of my friend's iPhones, and normally I know how to do stuff like that with Apple software, but because of the newer softwares, I can't get into anything.
Yeah. I saw Facebook for the first time in years recently. I had a full-scale...
Panic attack?
Not panic attack, but I saw it, and then I walked into the kitchen to make myself a drink because I could not reconcile how bad Facebook's user interface looked. I literally was just like, I can't.
Oh, tell me about it. And it's to add to my woes. Twitter have done something similar, and as a result, for a long time, I've used basically a workaround to keep the old version, but they just simply shut down the old, flat outright shut down the old version and said, you now have to use the new one.
That's not
new version
nice.
of the site. Yeah, and we haven't really fixed any of the problems on the old site either.
That's not very nice of them. Okay, we'll take... Oh.
I'm using another workaround to deal with that, but it comes with its own problems. But at least it looks tolerable.
Alrighty, let's figure out... We'll take a Rocketeer... And... Porter with numerous vehicles. What do you guys think? Sniper or an assault? Oh, never mind. We can take a scout. Get them geared up for being a sneaky sneak. Auto laser. Wait, what's the difference in... It just can't crit? Okay. Sounds great. Oh wait, what's the ammo count? That's the other thing that might be different. Yeah. One less ammo and it can't crit. I'm okay with that. What's up?
As a further note on on my origins of becoming an evil weeb, I forgot to mention that a lot of the anime I watched came from Hong Kong as VHS cassette recordings. Remember those?
Oh gosh.
Gosh.
Yeah. And what made it funnier was that they were basically Chinese dubs, Cantonese specifically, so it was quite funny.
That's fantastic.
For those who are unaware, I'm ethnically Chinese. My parents originally came from Hong Kong, despite the Scottish accent, so I'm this weird mishmash of cultures.
I mean, that's honestly a lot cooler than my existence, so...
It hasn't come easy, it comes with its own problems, but ultimately I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yeah.
For all the problems, it's given me a unique perspective on life, in a way. He says, as he's struggling to find something interesting to talk about.
Visual on the mission. Setting down.
Well, the problem is finding anything interesting to talk about while also trying to avoid the current major topics, which we are attempting to be a break from.
Oh look, I'm sitting down and I'm looking a little bit like a fat Master Chief, which probably would be what I would end up looking like if I did try to cosplay as him, to be honest. Because I'm not exactly thin, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Central, this is Big Sky.
Me either.
Team is touching down now. Standing by for your orders.
Roger, Big Sky.
Oh, I'm just amused. There you go.
Strike one.
On the move.
For deployment.
Heading out.
On the move, Commander. Trying to confuse everyone by using the authentic Scottish accent.
Aye, aye, Commander. Clear to engage.
Commander, permission to speak freely.
Granted.
I think these aliens are a bunch of little shites.
You're not wrong.
No way that just happened.
And as we blast up, you put a very nice burn in that parking meter, but not much else.
Yep. And not a lot was accomplished.
Well, maybe one of the traffic wardens might come along and tell you off for it. Well, we call them traffic wardens here. I think you call them meter maids over there.
Meter maid's a bit more of an informal job title. I think it is a traffic warden in a formal capacity, but yeah.
Yeah, just trying to show I'm down with the lingo, as they say.
Yeah.
Try to cross the pond by using correct terminology. It's something I do as well at work. I sometimes work at the well, I sometimes have to deal with American customers at work, at least when I still had major events to deal with, and I'd often translate, quote-unquote, using American terms for them, so they didn't get very confused. I would talk about the sidewalk instead of the pavement, or a crosswalk instead of a pedestrian crossing, or an elevator instead of a lift.
I will admit, I would have been flummoxed by the term pavement.
I believe when they talk, well, here pavement that refers to the sidewalk, but over there it often refers to basically the top asphalt coating on the road. Sometimes.
In my personal experience, the term is used as a blanket term for any and all, or for a wide variety of materials with which you pave. So basically, any pourable material which is used for the application of such things as asphalt or sidewalks. So it's usually whatever sidewalks are made of, which I think is different from concrete. It might not be.
I think it depends on the country. You do get places that is poured concrete, and I've seen it used in, say, semi-temporary, semi-permanent repairs. But yeah, it is usually asphalt or something similar.
Yeah, and roadways are obviously asphalt. But
well, with the exception of some places which do use, concrete apparently, but only in very specific circumstances. Right now, that's a rabbit hole there. See what countries use concrete roads.
I wonder. I dare not go looking for it because I've got 6 Firefox windows open, each one with half a dozen tabs plus. But I wonder if I still have Blackstar mentioned during one of the streams of Black Mesa is how old that tab is. He mentioned a
Heading there now.
either a U-boat or a Russian submarine that was either taken over or defected or something along those lines. And I still have the Google for that
Need a
up.
resupply.
The Google?
Yes, because I went and I Googled it because I wanted to read more about it.
I guess it's not the Red October, although
it was not. It was, however,
based on it, though,
it was, however, mentioned. No, I want to say it was a U-boat. Because we were talking about I want to say it was the stream was about, or mentioned the movie where the Americans took the U-boat to get the Enigma, which obviously we did not do. Well, we did capture a U-boat later on, but it wasn't we did capture a U-boat that had a Enigma later on, but it wasn't the big impressive one that was done by you fantastic people across the pond like a year and a half earlier.
Yeah, I know the movie they're talking about, U-571.
I always forget what the submarine number is.
I did watch it. It's fun, but yeah, it's definitely very exaggerated.
Well, it was definitely exaggerated, but also, like I said, it was decidedly not the Americans.
Yeah, a lot of British sailors were at the time quite upset over it. Although I dread to think what some current American politicians would now say. Probably tell us to shut up over it, or else the trade, like any trade, post-European trade deals off, or something. And frankly, our own government are full of a bunch of cowardly hypocrites who would quite easily bend to that anyway.
Yeah.
And I can say that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I really need to stop bringing down the good in these streams and bring up actual current affairs. I'm sorry, it's really difficult to figure out anything to talk about that is of interest that isn't current affairs at this moment due to how crazy the world has become.
That is true. Movies.
I'm just waiting for that. I'm just waiting for the XCOM moment where next month aliens actually do arrive and start kidnapping people, and then we see a real life XCOM.
I hope that doesn't happen. I genuinely hope that doesn't happen.
Force actually be a thing at that point?
Wait, what would actually be a thing?
Space Force.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that thing. I had willed that from my mind entirely.
Solid copy, Commander.
Hi, I brought it back.
I'm sorry, what?
Space Force?
So, oh boy.
In 2018, Vice President Mike Pence announced that the U.S. military will involve a Space Force, and they said at the time.
Oh yeah, that thing.
To prevent outside threats. I actually think it's more like a missile thing, like they're gonna have satellites. And
yeah, their plan is basically to break the 60-year-old, I think, treaty at this point that basically said no weapons of mass destruction in space.
And they don't care.
Oh yeah, but you know.
Man, does anyone remember there was a movie about they sent a bunch of people up into space to either disarm or stop like long inactive Soviet satellite from either launching its nukes that weren't supposed to be up there but were anyway, or from just burning up in the atmosphere and the nukes going off.
Position confirmed.
Which isn't how nukes work, I don't think. Unless
yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, like I said, I might be misremembering the actual content of the movie. All I remember from the movie is the Russian ambassador, being told off for there being nukes on a satellite, or on a Soviet satellite, and him just going, "Oh, come on, like you guys don't have them too." That's all I remember about the movie, is some American dude just giving a Russian shit about it, and the Russian is just like, yeah, we're gonna pretend that you guys aren't being hypocrites right now with that, and we're going to admit that, yeah, it was a bad idea.
Impressive effort from our troops.
But yeah, it was something like that, where
I have no idea, but what I do know is that apparently according to IMDb, there is a video called Nukes in Space, and it is about US nuclear tests in space and the development of the ICBM.
That's not surprising to me.
Obviously a documentary, but
yeah.
It's a bit of an on-the-nose title, though. Nukes in Space.
Yeah.
It also sounds like something that would be used for some sort of trashy popcorn-munching B movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Nukes in Space!
Oh no, I just remembered the end of History of the World Part 1.
Oh?
Where Max, I think it's Max, not Max Brooks, Mel Brooks, Max's father, Mel, is doing promo for the Part 2 that was never going to be a thing, where he just goes, "Jews in space."
Oh no.
Yeah. I feel like he very much went in on the playful anti-Semitism and felt immune from it because he was himself, or is himself, Jewish. Somebody check, is Mel Brooks still with us?
I think he might actually have passed away. But
I can't
I'm not
remember.
sure. Mel Brooks sounds a little like I know of Mel Brooks. I'm sure. No, apparently, according to Wikipedia, he's still alive.
Okay, has he retired? Is that what I'm thinking of?
I have no idea. It's possible. According to Wikipedia, he's still alive. Now I know Wikipedia can be easily edited, and it's not the most reliable source.
When was the last? Check his filmography. When was the last film he put out?
According to Wikipedia, it's
excavation complete.
I think the excavations are complete. The base is ready to be built.
As a director, the last film he put out is in 1995, Dracula Dead and Loving It.
That sounds like a Mel Brooks film.
But if we count any other roles, his most recent one was well, he's apparently being an executive producer and providing voice and post-production in Blazing Samurai, which is meant to be coming out next year.
Okay.
Nothing to do with Blazing Saddles, by the way, which I know he put out. It's apparently an American, it's basically a comic CGI film.
Yeah, that sounds up his alley.
Although it is inspired by Blazing Saddles, according to Wikipedia.
Yeah. So he's not directing anymore.
I don't think so, although it says he is providing the voice and is also doing a bit of post-production and is also executive producer on that, according to Wikipedia. Again, may not be the most reliable thing.
Everyone's favorite reliable source of knowledge, Wikipedia. In the words of Tom Scott.
I believe I found the movie you're talking about nukes on a Soviet satellite. Apparently it's Space Cowboys, which is Clint Eastwood production. It also stars him, and also has Tommy Lee Jones, Donald Sutherland, and James Garner. So basically, a whole bunch of old legendary Hollywood actors.
That doesn't. That cast list sounds wrong, but I would not be surprised if that was it.
Well, it did say they head up to a Soviet satellite, and they found it has nukes on it. So. On a slightly less serious note, when it comes to the Outer Space Treaty, if you were to believe the timeline given in one of the animes that did bring me back into the Weeb fold, in my college/university years, about a decade ago, giving away a bit of my age there, there's an anime called Bubblegum Crisis, which you may or may not have heard of.
Oh yes. Are we talking about the original Bubblegum Crisis or Tokyo 2030? Or 2040?
The original.
Okay.
Although I did used to have a box set of 2040 as well.
The hard suit designs from 2040 are probably my favorite power armor designs of all time. Sorry, continue.
They basically were the same power suit, like power armor designs, weren't they, from 2033, the original?
I've actually never seen the hard suits from 2030 or from the original show. I've only seen the character designs from the original show, so I can't say
it's pretty much the same with some modifications.
Okay.
From what I can gather, bit of a cleanup maybe, but yeah. In fact, holding my rather expensive remastered Blu-ray box set of the original Bubblegum Crisis.
Was that a flex?
What? What?
Nothing. I'm poking fun.
No, it wasn't. If you mean Anaplex, no, it's not from.
No,
it was from.
was that a flex?
Weird flex, but okay.
in that kind of sense. But proceed.
No. Oh no! It's just me basically lamenting on the stupid amount of money I spent to get this over here.
Fair enough.
It was because it was only ever licensed and released by Animago, which is a American company over there. And well, they do have a warehouse over here apparently, so at least I didn't have to pay the import duty for
That's
it,
good.
but it was still expensive. But I'm glad I got it because it was a fun series. I remember watching it when it aired on the Sci-Fi channel over here, at least the UK arm of it, before
Does everyone remember the Sci-Fi channel?
But yeah, basically I'm bringing it up because in the original Bubblegum Crisis, everyone had weapons in space, various kill sats. No one cared about the Outer Space Treaty at that point.
Yeah.
In their timeline, no one cared. There was laser satellites everywhere, and they basic kill sats all over.
Well, yeah, but once
no one cared.
What little I haven't the only thing I have seen has been the ADV Films promo for Bubblegum Crisis 2040 and the 280 Police things that they published. But what little I know from that and plus Wikipedia, once you've got boomers, does it really matter? Like once you've got cyborgs capable of destroying entire cities, does it matter if you have kill sats in space?
No, in fact, in the original Bubblegum Crisis, it makes reference to the fact that even third world countries now have orbital weaponry.
Has arrived.
Yeah.
But it was also a very Blade Runner-esque future,
Yeah.
where the giant megacorp Genom ran everything, and it takes more than one hint from the Tyrell Corporation in the Blade Runner, actually.
Yeah.
Given their main the main Genom office building is a giant pyramid of some sort.
Also, I just realized I brought 2 heavy machine gunners.
Who was attempting to recover new intelligence by hacking an XCOM relay. Strike 1 is going in to ensure the operative is covered while decrypting the data from the remaining relays. We have to keep that operative alive if we're going to recover the remaining.
I think my internet connection may be playing up because every so often you cut out and I can't hear you.
Well, I stopped talking mid-sentence this time.
Alright, okay. I was wondering because usually when someone stops mid-sentence when I'm on some sort of comms with them, it usually means my internet is
yeah,
basically crapping over it, so.
I was trying not to talk over Central. But what I was saying is I brought 2 gunners and 2 infantry with me, which is amusing to me.
Heading out.
And obviously one of them is our very own Jasmine, who is here with us in the call.
What was that?
You're in your namesake is in the mission. And everybody's flanked, so this may be a restart.
What the heck is this? What the heck are we raiding? Is this a convenience store or something?
Yeah, it looks like Xale has set up their
It's a convenience store.
It looks like they've set up in like a Trader's World. No, not Trader's World. Trader's World is a local flea market for me. But like some kind of like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's style convenience store. But also, my entire squad is now flanked because of where people spawn. So unless I can kill everyone in this first set of beams, which is not going to happen because
well, you never
I
know.
missed, but yeah, I might have to restart because they all immediately got to be in flanking positions, unless
I was making a joke about how they've all the members of Xalt have stocked up and gorged on various proteins and other health foods, but I don't know if that would work here.
Yeah, I mean, presumably they've all gotten their fill of the $15 a box fruit roll-ups and shit.
Drinks are on me.
Well, one of them's dead at least.
Yep. The hope right now is that
I'm guessing the walnuts didn't help him.
Yeah. I am probably going to be restarting this.
Watch the flanks. They got me flanked.
I'm trying to flank us.
I am definitely restarting this. One, because that's bullshit. 2, that's bullshit. 3, I'm not letting the first round be Jasmine dies. That's just not how this is working.
Who was attempting to recover new intelligence by hacking an XCOM relay. Strike 1 is going in to ensure
it's not even an interesting way either. It's just
it's just
machine gunned in the face.
Yeah, it's just everyone gets to flank the main character on the first round.
Approaching target now. Contact!
Why is Xale even trying to help the bloody aliens anyway? You do realize the X-rays probably will not give you a cushy position in the new World Order. You're not Administrator Breen, and this isn't Half-Life.
Well, Xalt thinks that this is Half-Life, basically, and is operating on the promise that this is Half-Life, so I'm gonna cut them some slack on the basis of the fact that they're being lied to, but, you know.
I just like to see their faces when the aliens go, "Thank you! Your usefulness has come to an end!"
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it won't come to that, because I will be victorious, but, you know, in the event that it does come to that.
This guy's got me pinned down. Taking heavy fire.
Spoiler, canonically, that's kind of what happens in XCOM 2, is my understanding. Sort of.
I was trying to not mention that, even though I've beaten both games. Oh, if
I'm sorry. I probably
Oh, that made me upset.
What?
Xalt dude grenaded my secret agent.
Oh, for crying out loud! Yeah, I just noticed the aftermath of that. That is absolute BS. You just it's literally grenades. Half the building collapses.
Not to mention that you know, they had no way of knowing where my secret agent was. They found my squad, not my agents, or not the covert op.
I'm gonna guess that's another bit of bullshittery, pardon my language, by the by the Long War mod.
No, that's absolutely 100% vanilla kind of behavior.
What is in that building? I'm just trying to figure out what that building is. Is it a...
Commander,
well, I know that I see one of the relays, but what is that building meant to be?
It's a lot, or it's a bookstore. It's a bookstore.
And it looks like Xalt communications were
oh great, so now it's book burning. This is suddenly getting all too real.
Wait, what?
Oh,
book burning. Yeah. It took me a second to get the joke.
On my way.
Are they going to start coming out? Like, are Xalt suddenly going to start showing up in the next turn and telling us that we should not be reading communist propaganda or something? Even though it's literally listing a bunch of facts.
I mean, maybe, but I'm gonna try not to get too political there.
Yeah, I'm trying not to as well, but this is one of the problems of being a Scotsman. We seem to have this inherent ability to turn everything political when we're not generally supposed to. I think it's the only the reason is this one of the few things we can just complain about.
Closing on target.
And
That's not an
everyone
unfair
can generally
assessment.
agree. I'm sorry. I think I get like. Jasmine, do you want to Jasmine, do you want to comment on what is going on? I feel like I'm kind of hogging the chat. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm actually checking some important stuff anyway.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Oh no, not another grenade.
Oh no.
Grenada!
At least my dudes are damage reduction took care of it. Oh come on! Don't you get to shoot? As long as you guys don't get to shoot, I'll be fine.
Oh, something exploded.
Yeah.
I don't know what exactly, but something exploded.
I'm out.
Being a pain in my arse.
Weapons hot.
Uh-oh.
Because he's like, can I have an order of a dozen macro? Like, can I order a dozen macarons for my friend? I'm
Oh.
like, yeah. When do they need it by? What flavor?
He's down.
He left me on red.
Oh.
And then he messages me 12 hours later saying, oh, I didn't know #1 from K&D was also Joseph Joestar.
Right tap bang.
I'm like, bro, come on. Can you,
Bro, you got-
be serious for once?
Like, no, that's
I'm
not.
just
That
trying to
is.
make $24, okay?
That's not. That's not what you do. No.
I understand you work
Moving out.
again, okay, but like, bro, come on.
That's not the right way to go about that, though.
Yes, boss.
Like, here's the thing. Why don't you have your friends order shit for me directly?
I mean, maybe they were hoping to do a gift or something, but
Damage.
Oh, because my brother ordered for this friend before.
oh,
They follow me on Facebook. They can message my Facebook page.
I mean, maybe they shy.
No, they was bold enough to put a review up.
Oh, the hell, I don't know.
Come on, dude.
I mean, don't look at me for answers. Do you remember how we first started talking?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm really, really thankful that you didn't then tell everyone on the face of the earth how that happened, because I realized in hindsight that was super embarrassing. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
That's it, Commander. We've decrypted the last of the data. Now we just need to get our operative to the evac point.
Okay, nobody's overwatching, so as long as everyone can make the dash to evac, which I believe they can. Yep. We are leaving.
Affirmative.
Orders confirmed. On the move.
I was getting the heck out of dodge.
I'm on the move.
Yep.
Commander, the operative has safely reached the extraction point with the recovered data. We can either stick around and eliminate any remaining hostiles, or move to the evac point and return to HQ.
Nope.
Objective updated.
Well, what's happened? I took my eyes off the screen for a second. Are we
Stepping on.
now being attacked by everything?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Back in.
Extract.
What here? I'm guessing a bunch of like what actually had appeared?
About half a dozen Exalt operatives
Ah.
in flanking positions.
Do you get any special bonuses if you happen to take them on and survive that?
Yeah, we would have gotten a whole bunch of loot.
But probably best to get out.
Yeah, I would much rather have because the thing is that I had wounded. The covert operative is going to be out of commission for a month. So is Evie. I'm more than happy with what I got out of that.
Was enough to take down the rest
which is to say, no one dying, and
looks like this was just a small part of their wider-reaching clandestine operation. We did manage to find some clues as to the location of Xale's headquarters, though. If we can track down more of their cells and collect additional intel, we'll be able to narrow down the possibilities and take out Xale once and for all.
So, one of the other things I've been looking at, aside from, well, depressing myself with the horrific nature of some of the news in the world,
yeah.
Well, one of the other things I've been doing to try to take my mind off it is looking up microphones that I could use to try and improve my audio quality. Now, from what I can gather so far, there's two different schools of thought. As we watch the UFO being shot, there's two different technologies when it comes to microphones: condenser and dynamic.
Yep.
And there's two different schools of thought when it comes to it. Now,
Bangs out.
I was thinking, because I'm not in an ideal environment, I could just get myself a dynamic mic and use that to try to filter out the background sound. But from what I can gather, there isn't that many dynamic mics that don't require an XLR mixer.
So
well, they do exist. They're not that common, and it's more common to find condenser mics that. They especially do run a bit cheaper because some of them are bundled with the shock mount arms, which would be useful.
Yeah.
As with some dynamic mics, I'm gonna have to spend a lot more money to get compatible shock mount arms.
So dynamic microphones like the Shure SM58 that I am currently using, and more than happy to plug them unpaid because just Shure has been fantastic. Both this microphone and my experience with them at venues has been just utterly stellar, and I consider them top of the line. But dynamic microphones do not require power, which is the important part. The reason that I have my audio box with the USB my USB audio box with its separate stuff is because I had some cheap condenser mics that I owned before this that I replaced with this SM58 that did require power. So the thing to consider is that condenser mics require power to function. XLR-based mics typically will get their power from the XLR cable, but you do have to have that running into a powered receiver. With an XLR-based dynamic microphone like this SM58 I've got, you can theoretically just run an SM58 or an XLR to quarter-inch or an XLR to a regular microphone jack like the 3.5mm that you would have coming out of your computer. You can just run into that just fine. You might have to do more software side equalization and stuff, but theoretically you don't need any additional hardware. With a condenser mic like what I had before, which they were cheap and crap, and they looked exactly like the SM58 because they were trying to sucker in people who did that. I don't even remember the brand name, but they required power, so I had to have an audio box. It's not the audio box that I currently have, but I still had those microphones and I was still using them when I bought this current interface I'm using.
Sure, yep.
But if you get a dynamic mic, you don't need that. That said, dynamic mics tend to be a lot quieter. As I've mentioned before, I have the gain on my interface maxed out, and that is what it takes for OBS to even recognize that I am speaking. And it's giving me clipping notices all the time. And it's pretty noisy because I've got some low quality XLR cables and there's a ton of interference. That said, if the mics you're buying are going to be USB based, they're probably going to be they're probably going to accept whatever you give them.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to be looking at, to be honest with you, because like I said, I'm not intending on making this like my own streams a major career.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really more on the side thing, on the side gig, as it were, waiting for my own work to start back up, and even then, afterwards, I'm probably going to just do this every so often. It won't be. I won't be taking it too seriously. I really do not have the time or resources to take it seriously. I already got too. I'm already got too many things going on when it comes to my photography and my ham radio stuff. So
yeah.
But having said that, I would like a semi-decent mic that didn't make me sound like ass, like what my current headset mic is probably doing.
Yeah.
Sound like ass.
What?
See, you don't sound like ass. If you sounded like ass, you'd be like.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I think I do, but listening back, it's not too bad. It could be a lot worse, but I would prefer having definitely a separate mic on a shock mount and like pop filter if I can. Right now I'm just using my gaming headset, which it's cost a stupid amount of money. It was a birthday treat to myself about a couple of years ago, and it actually has one of the better mics out there, but it's not the best. It's probably the easiest way to do it as we shoot down the UFO and.
Yep. I literally was holding off to try to get you back available, Xale.
Nah.
Because you're.
Don't worry about it. If you need to send folks as a matter of urgency to get stuff, just send them out.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I was just trying to get a little bit. I figured I could wait a couple hours because you had 17 hours left on your mission timer, and I was just like, I can wait that long. That's not a big deal. And then another UFO showed up, so I'll just send you to that one.
Okay.
However,
but yeah,
I do need to go and grab a drink, so I'm gonna switch over to the break screen here in a second and let you guys have the chat to yourselves for a minute.
Actually, good timing. I need to call an emergency bathroom break, so I'll be right back.
All right, I will see you guys when I get back. I guess
Okey-dokey.
Jasmine, you will have the entire stream to yourself to get on whatever soapbox you want.
Whoa. I don't know what to say, so I'm just gonna be sitting here quietly for y'all. Y'all can deal with the awkward silence with me. Oh man, I think I'm gonna get started and just start playing my game no matter what. I have to probably turn the TV volume down though. Getting old, I'm too old for this shit. Wake me up. Wake me up. I think it's
Okay. Well, that's me back.
Hi.
Hello again.
Yeah.
Right, sitting here, trying to get myself comfortable, and upon my semi-professional streamer tone, you're tuned in to the Xale XCOM stream. He will be right back after these messages.
I'm gonna cue the Eric Andre show where like it shows the be right back screen. It's like boo doo 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 boo boo.
Eric Andre, why does that name sound familiar?
He's like a black comedian. He has a show on Adult Swim.
Oh yeah, he was the guy who had that silly meme going around where he basically shot. Yeah. Yeah, that meme going around where he shot his co-host Hannibal or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
And people just remixed it into a meme about everything. To basically anything where someone has done something self-defeating.
Or I'd be like, why would you say something so controversial and so brave?
Yeah. Was the who like where was the how like which I'm trying to remember what was the funniest meme. I think he did another one as well where it was just hanging off the gates or something going, "Let me in."
Mm-hmm. I forget exactly what the thing was, but he was like, "Let me in." And he started shaking himself violently. He's like, "Let me in."
Here you go. Here's one that might be of interest to those who are maybe studying at college or school. Hannibal being my GPA, and like Eric being procrastinating. Gunshots. Why would my professors do this?
Yeah, basically. For most of my college, because like I went to community college, so like I only had 2 years. I had a 2.8 GPA for like most of it, and then I finished on Dean's List.
I don't know what that is and what Dean's List is. What I do know is GPA isn't a thing that they use over here. It just isn't. I always found that fascinating.
So Dean's List is like, you get noticed by like the quote unquote dean of the college because your grades were high, and so like a grade point average of like 3.5 and above. I had a 3.9.
Okay, we don't have anything like that over here because, like I said, we don't have GPAs over here. They might talk about having a first-class honors degree, which is basically where you get a grade of about 70% or higher. Because graduate degrees, if I remember correctly, come in different rankings, and you can get. I think first class is one of them. I'm trying to remember what the ranks were. I think it's 1, and then 2, 1, 2, 2, and then 3. I think I can't remember. I don't know. I didn't. I was a bookworm, but I wasn't quite smart enough to get a graded degree. It was just a basic pass, which meant I only did 3 years in university. Well, 4 because I had to repeat a year due to some problems, and ultimately due to some other personal problems, it meant I couldn't quite advance into the 4th and final year. And they didn't think it was. My professors didn't think it was fair for me to repeat a second year, so they just let me pass, give me an ordinary pass, and that was it.
Yeah.
Which was a bit annoying. I personally probably would have preferred to repeat the second year, but oh well. Not that it did me any good anyway. To be fair with you. So still a little bit bitter with regards to that, but I did enjoy my time studying.
Mm.
Even
What
if
did you
I
study?
didn't. Computer science.
Oh, fun.
I think Xale is back, judging by the fact that the screen has changed.
I am mostly back.
Mostly? How the hell are you mostly?
Well, so to explain why I had to go on break, I had some pancakes at 8 a.m. That's it.
Mom, pancakes. Oh.
Oh, okay, that's not it, technically. I also had a Cuba Libre shortly before the stream.
What the fuck is that?
It is rum, Coke, and lime juice.
That sounds delicious.
It is. However, none of the things that I just described are endemic of, not having a massive sugar crash.
Mm-hmm.
So I was having a massive sugar crash, and I rushed off to take care of that.
I think I might have a Red Bull, because all I had was like 2 cups of coffee, and I'm still feeling like tired.
You probably need to eat something.
I ate though. I ordered ramen. I had a big bowl of ramen and some rice pudding and a couple pieces of fudge.
Okay, so again, what you are describing, similar to my situation, is a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
Because I've been exhausted since I woke up, so.
You're still describing a whole bunch of stuff that typically only gets eaten as a. Or it is all very. Oh goodness, why am I having trouble making words happen?
It happens.
To quote a friend of mine, I speech are good.
What you're describing is a whole bunch of sugary stuff that your body is not going to transition off of very well. And I've never mentioned this to either of you guys or to the internet, but I used to have something called Graves' disease, which basically meant my thyroid.
That is.
Yeah, my thyroid.
It's a thyroid problem.
Yeah, it is most indeed a thyroid problem, and part of the lasting effects from that are that I have a relatively slow metabolism. So, on top of the normal levels of sugar crashing, I don't transition very well at all from all sugar to burning fat.
Yeah.
So, yeah. TLDR, I was getting the shakes, and I went and took care of that.
You really just used TLDR in speech?
Yes, I did.
That sounds like it must suck. I'm sure, I recall I have friends who have problems with thyroids, various types, and it's just, yeah, it just causes them all sorts of problems.
Yeah, the thyroid is the organ that secretes all of the hormones which tell all of your other organs what to do.
The Egyptian border.
So if
My
you're...
mom has Hashimoto's, so...
We've pinpointed its final resting place in
my thyroid's fine.
With no significant
like, I got blood work done because, like, I lost, like, 14 pounds in a matter of a couple months.
Yeah.
And, so I went from just making healthy weight to going back to being underweight. And you know how I eat.
Yeah.
I eat like a fucking dump truck. I basically am a bottomless pit.
Strike one is clear to
And when you remember to eat. Unlike today.
But I ate!
You did not describe... You
I
described...
ate a big bowl of ramen. I also had a bowl of cereal this morning.
Okay.
Cereal.
I'm on the move.
Oh, we got a badass over here.
And an Ensure. So...
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway. No, but like... I have no thyroid problems. I'm just skinny.
Yeah.
Heading out.
Forgot to change his weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking at the map here and wondering, are we on Mars or something? Or Death Valley? I guess.
We're
in Arizona.
Well, we're somewhere in Egypt, so...
Oh.
If this was a Hollywood movie, it probably would be somewhere in Arizona, just substituting for Egypt.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
My nana used to live in Arizona.
Actually, no, they wouldn't go so far as to cross state lines. It'd probably be close to the border with Nevada, but it would still be in California.
Good point.
Movie studios are too cheap for that.
Yeah, probably something to do with it wouldn't be a union job or something, or it would be a union job. I forget which way around it is, but
so the way it works, why do I don't know why I know this, but the way it works is there is a 30-mile zone around a specific point in LA, in which the shoot is not considered on location. And if it's a location shoot and you're part of the Screen Actors Guild, there's a whole bunch of like transport-related costs and stuff that the studio has to cover.
Yeah.
If the shoot is within that 30-mile zone, which is where we get the name of the magazine TMZ, you would be responsible for your own transportation and other such things.
Doesn't have to give you anything.
Yeah. Well, not anything, but a lot of the things that they would otherwise be obligated to provide would are not required.
Yeah, I believe I have heard of the zone. In fact, the English YouTuber Tom Scott, who is famous for...
That is where I got that from.
Yeah. He's famous for wearing only a red t-shirt and jeans, I think, denims, in his videos.
I don't know if he has a specific trouser that he is known for. It's the red shirt that's become iconic because he got a really good deal on a whole bunch of red shirts.
Good shirts, yes. So he said.
I'm a big fan of his. But yeah, he just said in not an interview, but like in a thing where he was just talking that the reason he has a whole bunch of red shirts is because he got a really good deal on a bulk order of shirts.
Yeah, they're all red.
Yeah, they were all red.
That shade of red.
Yeah, and it stuck.
I thought he did wear denim, so I might be wrong. Maybe it just depends, but...
Yeah, I'm sure he does, but I don't think it became I don't think it's a thing.
It's more the red shirt, yes, which might not be a good idea given, well, you know what happens to red shirts in Star Trek.
Well, the good thing is he's not military personnel. If it was military personnel, he'd be in trouble.
I don't think it really matters to the monster of the week, to be honest with you. They just will probably try to blast him anyway.
That's true.
Yeah.
But the cosmic law of the red shirt only applies to actual personnel in an organized either military or paramilitary organization.
Fair enough. And I see once again we're fighting a rogue squadron of DJI Mavics.
Yep. Though I question if they're actually Mavics, which would be quadcopters, why are their rotors sideways?
They're alien Mavics, okay?
That's fair.
They've also replaced the camera with some sort of weapon, I presume.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, he did explain about the zone, and yes, it's I found that highly fascinating. What's also fascinating, and I may have said this before, is the number of times downtown Glasgow has been substituted for or rather acts as the substitute for various American cities.
Yeah.
Which I found amusing, most notably in World War Z. Which I think had Brad Pitt in it, did it? I forget.
Yeah.
I think it was...
That's the thing that I would find most odd and amusing is that Like, World War Z had the budget to shoot... One, it had the budget to shoot wherever it wanted. Two, why wouldn't they just shoot in LA? For that. You know, like, that sounds like a place you would shoot in LA.
I have no idea. I'm sure there's probably some tax-related reason for it.
Yeah, it always comes down to taxes, doesn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I remember being told, and I don't know how true this is, so accountants, feel free to shout at me on Twitter if this isn't true. I'm probably still not going to read it anyway because it's Twitter, but
or mention it here in the chat.
Yeah, but basically
interact with us.
Yeah. Yeah, well, basically I've been told that a reason why a lot of musicians go on tour in places other than their own homeland is tax reasons. So say you've got a British band, for example, they might have come from, well, obviously Britain, England, the United Kingdom, whatever, but they might only do one major gig in London and one maybe in some other lesser known city up in the north of England, and then it's the rest of the tour they go around the world. Allegedly it's because it's for tax reasons as well, even though they might have a fan base outside of the UK, but most of their fans are in the UK, but they will avoid doing gigs, well, most of their gigs in the UK to avoid taxes, and it seems to be the same with possibly American bands as well. I don't know how true this is. This might be complete utter bullshit for all I know.
So given that it is an industry with which I am somewhat familiar, that kind of sounds like bollocks.
Roger that.
But I don't know British tax laws, obviously, but at least for here in the States, that sounds like a lot of nonsense. Just because the reason that gigs happen where they tend to happen with larger acts is because it's where they can get the crowds necessary to fund their to make it financially viable.
Yeah, that too. But although I wouldn't be surprised if there was some tax reasons brought into it as well.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, you know more than me. You were basically in a touring band. I'm not.
I was not. I will be the first to admit the furthest I have gone is Cincinnati, and I'm in Dayton. So I have
not knowing the state of Ohio. That could be anything. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised that that's still further than what most international acts tour. That's
actually
school.
One, I'm wrong. It is not Cincinnati, but that is where I usually ended up gigging. But no, I think a 2-hour drive is the longest I've gone. Each way.
To me, that could mean anything because a lot of US
fair
states
point.
Are larger than most
you could be in
here.
France in 2 hours, couldn't you?
Yeah, or something like that. Yes. It would take me about two hours to reach some of the more northerly parts of Scotland from basically the greater Glasgow metropolitan area. And that goes the back or beyond.
I love the way you say greater Glasgow metropolitan area.
Copy that.
Hey, that's me doing the cross pond translation for you again. We just call it greater Glasgow, but yeah, Glasgow metropolitan area.
Got it.
Well,
because
like
it's a fairly big city.
Yeah, like here in Ohio, we just call Cleveland. It's a huge area that is decidedly not just the city of Cleveland that we call Cleveland.
On my way.
Same with Dayton, Cincinnati, and Columbus. They're all fairly large areas that do not, strictly speaking, involve the city of whatever it's called. In the same way that Greater London is decidedly not just the city of London, which is actually a very small district.
Literally almost just over a square mile, which is why it's often referred to as the square mile.
Yeah.
And also, technically speaking, it's like the greater London area or the London metropolitan area isn't isn't a city.
Will do.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, if you were to go by the archaic British laws, it's only the square mile that's called the City of London, and then there's the City of Westminster, which is where all the government offices and our legislature is based.
Yeah,
It's
and then
a silly, confusing thing.
are the boroughs technically their own cities, or are they described differently in legalese?
I think they're basically like just self-governing municipal districts, but you're probably asking the wrong person because I have no real experience of London other than working there once and
Entirely
manning
fair.
a roadblock a very, very long time ago, and also I'm usually only transiting through the major airport, which is not even in London, it's to the west of the Greater London area.
Yep.
When I'm trying to go on vacation to somewhere else. But yeah, according to Wikipedia, it's basically, to all intents and purposes, it's just basically a municipal, a form of municipal authority that isn't a city in and of itself.
Interesting.
Yeah, the more you know.
Yep.
So, like, in that regard, on that note, Scotland itself is divided up into roughly, how many is it? 12 municipal districts, basically. We used to have a 2-tier council, so like municipal authority system, where it was basically there was a county level, and below that was a district level. But they've since basically been replaced by a single flat tier of municipal authority.
I see.
Yeah, so no counties anymore, basically. There is 32 the unitary authorities, as they are officially known, but we basically just commonly refer to them as councils. Again, it's basically a 32 single flat tier of municipal authority. It's it was supposed to be less complicated than the old system, where we had the 2-tier system. Like you said, there was the county, and then below what was then, I guess, the London government, and then there was the local district councils below that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a single flat tier now, and
it was supposed to be less complicated, but look what happened.
Yeah, it's actually become a bit more. In some ways, it's kind of more complicated. And we now have obviously our own parliament, our own legislature in Edinburgh, which is almost like a state government, but it only exists at the sufferance of the London government. They could, in theory, just unilaterally say, no, you don't have a parliament anymore.
I'm on it, Commander.
Yikes.
It would be politically problematic.
It would be, from the sounds of it, it would be political suicide.
Yeah. Although,
also, can we take a moment to give a rip in peace for that little robot that just gave its all for
no. Oh no!
the
Don't tell me
defense
the Shiv died.
Yeah, it wasn't the important Shiv though.
I still feel bad.
Yeah.
Rust in peace, little buddy.
Well, it's not gonna be rusting in peace if that's what you just said, because that's gonna involve an awful lot of thrashing.
Oh, so just
old school metalhead here. Rust in Peace is the name of a Megadeth record.
Rock and roll.
Fair enough. But yeah, as I was saying, in the normal circumstances, what would like us, our own local legislature being disbanded would be political suicide. But frankly, we're in the insane old dark evil universe where we basically got a right winger who's down in London who's just as crazy as frankly your own president over there, and in fact is in full on hold my beer mode.
Orders confirmed.
I was gonna say, how didn't he manage to fail to, unless this is someone different who's even worse, didn't he manage to fail a vote of no confidence in himself?
I can't remember. What I can tell you is that one of the more darkly humorous moments is he contracted COVID-19 himself, our own esteemed leader, and frankly left the government in a temporary state of flux, where he was trying to give, and supposedly he was actually quite close to death, and yet he's still going to be basically pushing through a bunch of cuts for the municipal hospitals.
I'm on it, Commander.
Oh yeah.
That's not ridiculous. I can't.
But what's even funnier is, and crazier is that, he made some very ill-judged comments just before he contracted the illness, where he said he wasn't afraid of the coronavirus, and he was still going to. Oh, I mentioned the C word. Never mind. He was going to still keep shaking hands even with patients.
Yeah, and we have been demonetized. Oh wait, we weren't monetized in the first place.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it was just crazy. It was just those comments he made were ill-judged and didn't date very well. And there's still this darkly amusing moment where he basically fell ill to the very crisis he was trying to deal with.
Make light of.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just it's just one of those facepalm worthy moments. Well, that is if we're allowed to touch our faces, which we're not. Aha! More gallows humor relating to the big corona.
Yep.
But as I always say, if you can't laugh at it, then you'll probably end up crying.
That is indeed the way things have been going.
Although if it were up to me personally, I would have our own esteemed leader charged, frankly, with some form of treason or disrupting government operations, because that was highly disruptive.
I think it would be dereliction of duty at best.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be real serious about potentially bringing criminal charges against someone for that kind of situation, or at least in general, treason requires actively aiding an enemy or an enemy nation.
That's affirmative.
That is part of the historical and legal definition of treason. And there's actually a
I'm on it, Commander.
there's actually a peacetime version of it. Treason is only applicable in time of war. I just can't remember what the peacetime name for it is. I got really well educated on that particular topic about 4 years ago. I have no idea why.
Fair enough. Well, I would still say whatever it is, our esteemed leader should be charged with it anyway, because frankly, it was just stupid.
Indeed, it is.
I don't know. It's just. This is the same guy who, when he was elected as the mayor of London, and that's all of London, the greater metropolitan area of London, I should point out, when he had that job, on his first day on the inauguration speech on live TV, he tripped on his way to the podium, and could have easily knocked himself out at that point, before actually being officially sworn in.
That's just delightful, though.
It's just, yeah, I have to remind people who think he's doing a good job. This is the same idiot who basically could have easily given himself a serious head injury on the first day on his job. And I dread to think how he ended up in a situation where he's now basically our Prime Minister. Well, actually, I know why he's ended up with that, but that would, for me to complain about that, would probably, one, get me in a serious amount of trouble from the various libel laws here, and two, probably make me very angry and sad.
Yeah.
Which I'm trying to avoid doing. So.
Jasmine, can you save us from this political conversation?
Yes, please talk or something other than politics. I'm sorry, I need to move away from that. Even if it's just a random fact, random trivia.
How has your baking business been going?
Stagnant.
What was that?
Stagnant. I haven't been getting any fucking orders in.
That's bullshit.
I've been sharing posts at least, 3 times a week. This, that, and next. I've retweeted my posts as many times as you can possibly retweet. I've posted shit all over Instagram.
I'm sorry.
Like, y'all are like ranting and raving about how bakeries and restaurants aren't open.
Operation.
Here I am doing something I like and trying to make profit.
Yeah, like, what the hell, guys?
But I do have someone that wants to. They've ordered from me a couple times. They want another dozen of cookies.
Nice.
These
And
are good.
my brother is ordering for a friend for some macarons, but I messaged him. I'm like, you didn't answer my question.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all.
When you gotta be a lawyer. Answer the question.
Oh. I'm trying to catch a bug in this room. I don't know where it's gone. I thought I saw it, and then I looked up, and it's right on the ceiling.
Nice.
I have no... This is very annoying, right? Got it.
I'm sorry to do this to you guys again, but I am gonna have to step away from the computer for another couple minutes. I shall be back very shortly, but I will promise it is nothing nearly as serious as it was last time.
Okay, no problem. In the style of rampancy.net, then, you're watching the Xale Manic Play XCOM. We will be back after these short messages. And this is probably where if I was more, well, if I was better at thinking on the fly, I would come up with some really stupid parody adverts.
Oh, if I want like a Red Bull, or if I want like a twisted tea.
Arsenal, are you having problems with hostile extraterrestrials invading your city? Then maybe you should call the XCOM team. Available operators are available now to help with all your evil alien needs. Call them now on 555-555. And that's it. That's what I got in terms of material.
Oh man. So what should I have? Should I have a Red Bull or a twisted tea?
I don't know what twisted tea is.
It's spiked tea. It's like iced tea, but with alcohol.
I'm just looking it up here. We don't have that over here.
It's so good. I think it's a US only thing.
We used to have what they would call alcohol pops.
You know what I really want? And like I can only get it at one grocery store and it's like $3 a bottle. Iron Brew.
Oh yeah, the famous Scottish soda, which has this bizarre flavor.
I had it. No, there's like this like these people that came from England. They own like a little fish and chips joint in South Buffalo. I went there once. I didn't get fish and chips because I don't eat seafood. But I got Iron Brew and Smarties because they had a couple little snacks.
Oh
And
yeah,
that was my first time ever trying it. And I will never forget this till the day I die. One of the owners or the employees or whatever, he comes up and he hits me on the arm and he's like, "That puts the hair on your chest, don't it, eh?" And I didn't know how to react. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Puts the hair on your chest.
Basically, it just means it's got quite
good,
a kick.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was good though. It's my favorite soda.
When you say England, now this is where I'm going to have to ask the awkward question. Do you mean actual England, as in the bit of the United Kingdom that's down south, or are you just doing what everyone else does, which is the easiest way to annoy some of my more nationalistic countrymen, and that is to basically use the word England to refer to all of the United Kingdom.
No. They actually came from England.
From actual England, okay.
They
Fair
came from
enough.
Liverpool.
Okay, fair enough. No, I just asked because, as I always say, that's
I always
trying
say
to call
either Great
all the
Britain
UK.
or the United Kingdom.
Yeah,
Like, if I'm ever saying for anything else.
fair enough. It's just some your fellow countrymen get it wrong as well, and basically it's like trying to call all of the United States New York or all of it LA. That's what I equate it
Or
to.
or like all of New York State is New York City.
Yeah, basically.
And boy, do I always have to be telling people I'm not from New York City.
I guess the same for California. It's like referring to all of California as LA.
Yeah, we're not Hollywood. We're not Beverly Hills.
But yeah, that's to be fair. We kind of you get the same problem here as well. In fact, there's an ancient book called The History of England, which is actually about the whole of the UK, but it's called The History of England.
I came back at exactly the right time.
Yeah, welcome back, Commander.
Hills. Not where I wanna be.
Jasmine's just talking about how she would like to get more iron brew, which apparently she managed to have an efficient ship joint over there.
Now I want Iron Brew.
Bro, it's so good, but I don't want to pay $3 a damn bottle. Because that import price.
You can probably blame the FDA for that. I'm sure they banned it, or it was officially banned by them at some point.
Well, the thing is, so there's one grocery store that sells it. They also sell this German soda called Metal Mix that I really like. And that's like $3 a can. So like, I don't want to spend that kind of money, so I'll just buy a lot of it off Amazon for probably more, but
more overall, but less total, or but less per bottle, and so you'll feel better about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. That's probably the best way you can get Iron Brew. Just buy in bulk off of Amazon or something.
So you didn't answer my question.
Whoa, well, what you should have?
What should I have?
I'm gonna probably go with the Red Bull, given that we don't have our twisted tea over here. I was going to say that we
is huge in Germany.
What I am going to say is we did used to have something that was a bit of a fad called Alco Pops, which is basically the soda mixed with like booze.
I have that here. They're called we have a few different brand names for hard soda.
Yeah, it's not so much a brand name, it's just a general term. We don't call it hard soda though, like you said, we call it Alco
like
Pops.
we call it, Yeah, so we have like Not Your Father's, the Best Damn, Henry's. I've had like orange soda, and that was good. I drank way too many, but it was so good because I didn't taste the alcohol. Nothing should be like that. Nothing.
You know what? One of the hard sodas over here caused a bit of a moral outrage, as things tend to do over here. It was a brand of basically lemonade mixed with beer, I think, called
Mike's,
I think, or something like that.
For once, it wasn't Mike's Hard Lemonade ruining everything for everybody.
Lemonade is good, okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna deny it, but
I do recall it was well, it is similar to Mike's Hard Lemonade. Although I think, judging by, I think it looks like they might sell it in some bars over here as well. But yeah, it's Cooper's Hooch, which is basically just lemonade and lemonade and beer, I think, or something like that. I forget exactly what. What I do know is that it got into a lot of trouble for having an alcohol volume of about 5%. It was actually stronger than most lagers over here.
Oh wow!
Lager being, of course, German beer, basically. I recall it caused quite a bit of controversy at the time when they sold it back in the around about the mid 90s. It was the thing all over the news that Pearl Clutchers, for lack of a better term, got angry over.
Do you guys Four Loco.
Sorry?
Four Loco. It's an alcoholic beverage.
Never heard of it, I don't think.
Okay, good. Because, first off, it's disgusting. Second off, it used to actually have caffeine mixed in with it, and,
Then people died.
people died. So, like, the company was getting, like, a lot of backlash. I don't remember if they got sued, but they were like, okay, we're taking the caffeine out.
Yeah. Y'all remember Epic Mealtime?
Yes.
They put Four Loco on frickin' everything.
Four
What's this
Loco,
thing called
Jack
again?
Daniels. Four Loco.
Or is that the number 4 or the word 4?
Four. It's a number 4, but it's spelled out.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've seen it. Yeah, I don't think they sell that over here. Although it does say they sold it in some countries in Europe, but I don't think they ever sold it over here. At least I've never seen it. What I do know is that I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they sold something similar over here. Just basically alcohol. In fact, I think I have seen bars sell cocktails that use something like Red Bull as a mixer along with something else.
Are we talking about Jaeger bombs?
Jaeger bombs are one of them, yes, but I'm sure there's other similar types of things as well.
Those are nasty. I'm not a fan of Jaeger.
All I can think of right now is my new haircut video from the depths of the internet. The horrible my new haircut.
Alright, I'm gonna be right back because I'm gonna get me a Red Bull.
Alrighty.
I don't know. Well, I don't know what that is. All I know is I've seen folks order Jaeger bombs and knock them back like it's no tomorrow.
Touching down.
My new haircut is, I think it's called My New Haircut, is a parody video of early 2000s American reality TV, most specifically a show called Jersey Shore.
Okay.
There's a lot of the word Jaeger bomb being repeated with different jump cuts. That's it. That's the whole joke.
I think I found it. I'm looking at it.
I'm so sorry for what I've unleashed on you.
Free to engage hostile targets at the crash site.
No, there's all I'm finding is a guy in a jacket trying to look like he's from the 80s. So
yeah, that's the right video.
Who just declared, "I swear to God, that they're the next fucking guy that comes through the door," and basically uses the F word a lot.
Yep, that's the video, all right. He's got a really thick Jersey accent that is not at all accurate.
And he just blew off what looks like the concierge of a hotel or an apartment block.
On the move.
Yeah.
Are you sure this is the right video?
Fairly certain.
Oh, there you go. He did make a Jaeger bomb shot at the very end, though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the first line that he says is something like, "You see this? It's my new freaking haircut. You know what that means?" And then he just, proceeds to be a douchebag, which is the whole joke. It's not a very funny video.
Location confirmed.
But the voice clip of him saying Jaeger bombs is like so not sound clippable. So soundboard ready that it's just burned into my memory.
He's talking about his boys having the same haircut. That one? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem anywhere near amusing for me. He just basically, as you said, was acting a bit like a douche.
Yeah, no, he
somewhat reminiscent of some of the customers I have to deal with.
Yeah, no, the whole video is just him acting like a douchebag, and that being the punchline. And there's nothing funny about it, but the way he says Jaeger bombs in each cut is so soundboard ready that it's burned into my consciousness. and I hate it. It is absolutely a thanks, I hate it moment. Or to quote a soundboard thing that Blackstar recently added over at on the Rampancy playlist, yikes forever.
Oh yeah, from Little Misfortune, I think.
Yep.
Which was a short horror game or something, I think. I know they did a playthrough of it. I only watched part of it. I'm too scared to watch the rest of it in case something really bad happens to the girl character in there.
Yeah, no, the little Googling I did basically made me go, okay, this character is too cute for me to watch anything to do with them, because it's obviously going to be a horror game and it's obviously going to have something horrible happen to her, and I can't stand it.
Yeah, or everyone else around her, which is just as bad.
Yep.
Hi, pretty kitty. My cat decided to come in to the room.
Oh no, we've got more animals showing up. This seems to be a thing that happens on a lot of podcasts or shows I listen to. It's just random cat or random other animal. I've been watching a streamer who basically has this English woman who has a load of rats, and it's cute.
Aww.
Yeah, it's cute, but it's just funny how one of them likes to continually annoy her, so it's in the way of her streaming.
That is typically what happens when you have a pet and you are streaming.
Good to go.
Yeah, I think she actually has 5 of them, I think. I can't remember. She's got a lot of them. She admits she has too many.
Yep, and because Jasmine will appreciate this, the Ghost song is now playing in my head.
I don't like that song.
Me either.
Like, after the third album, I just lost interest.
Yeah.
Like, that, I know that sounds like harsh, but like, I don't know. I think they became more.
One of my friends just posted a picture of their cute dog.
Aww.
The small little wire fox puppy of some sort.
Gypsy, you're so good.
You know what I need? I need just in one corner of my screen, just a slideshow of cute animal pictures.
Yeah, I think we can all do that.
Cute animal pictures, but like only provide like my pet. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, if you want to provide the slideshow images and just provide a constant stream of cute pet pictures, I will not refuse you. Also, I would like to point out that these idiots decided that they were just going to suppress my troopers instead of actually doing anything even remotely helpful for their activities. So they're just all gonna die.
Oop, that's a move.
And I noticed my gaming namesake has just basically blasted one of them at close range.
Yep. That wasn't even close range.
Well, fairly close, but not super close. But in terms of firearms, it may as well be.
Heading there now.
Fair enough.
Although missing with a laser beam again, he does know he can move it like a laser pointer, right?
Not these ones.
I know. It's just.
Yeah. I wish they could. That would be really helpful.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some sort of in-universe reason for it, but it's still a bit silly.
100% agree.
So, in a desperate attempt to find something more interesting to talk about that isn't just going to be me devolving into politics and frothing at the mouth angrily,
Copy that.
which I tend to do because, you know, Scottish, and the cliche is we tend to be angry and devolve into just foaming at the mouth at everything. I took part in yet another online watch party yesterday.
Oh?
I'm in a couple of them for it's good for keep me sane, especially given the state of the world. And we watched a very strange horror movie from the 80s, which was all over the place. It is horrible. In a very funny way though, but still horrible. What was it called? Frankenstein's Island or something like that.
Can I get F's in the chat for the fact that this guy just wasted his entire life?
Say less.
Taken care of.
He literally did nothing with his entire life except suppress stuff twice.
What was that? The DJI Mavic again?
No, it was a floater.
Every time I hear you say suppress, I think of the Scions in Gears of War. Like in Gears 4 and 5, and they're like, suppressor!
I see.
Good to go.
Because apparently with the machine gun you suppress people.
Yeah. Suppressing fire is when you shoot at people a lot without the intending to really hit them, and the point being to make them duck and keep their heads down so they can't shoot back.
Look.
Yes, I copy.
Oh yeah, this is a shoot down. Yeah. There was an article I read in like 2008 or so that was like about modern military doctrine, and in a bad way, and about how like for every one combatant that is taken out of combat, or that was taken out of combat in the Middle East, about approximately 1,000 rounds were fired.
Moving out.
Oh.
Alien object.
And there was like this, you know, obviously like this is wasteful. It's like, man, look, this is right when I was starting to wake up to like my political beliefs, but I was like, man, they're complaining about it being wasteful of ammunition and not wasteful of human lives. That's a little bit distressing.
Heading there now. Back in.
So anybody want to bet on
Yeah.
which one of my soldiers is gonna get flanked and killed automatically during the enemy turn?
I don't know, but I was going to make a gallows humor joke about how, well, that's capitalist America for you, but at this point it's probably not a joke anymore.
Unfortunately, unfortunately it's very much the reality.
It does, however, remind me of this rather funny gag by a famous stand-up comedian, and I'm gonna get this wrong because it's one of the two Chris's. I can't remember who it was. Chris Rock or what's the other black comedian that also has the name Chris and is his first name.
Heading there now.
I only know two comedians by name, and they are Dara O'Brien and John Mulaney, so I'm not going to be much help here.
Let's do this.
I probably even got this wrong anyway. It probably isn't even either of the two Chris's. Hang on, I'm going to have to look up the joke, but it's
You hear that?
well, funny enough, it is Chris Rock, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
He is. You need to look up the video, the routine, as his timing does it far better. But he basically says you don't need gun control. What you know what you need? You need some bullet control. And basically goes on with a rather funny, darkly but admittedly funny gag about how instead of trying to regulate the firearms, you should regulate the ammunition and make each bullet cost something stupid like $5,000.
Yeah, the problem with that is that didn't work on cigarettes or alcohol or gasoline.
For what?
But to be fair, this was meant to be a darkly humorous joke. It wasn't,
That's true. I did immediately take that into a let's look at this from a serious point of view's perspective, didn't I?
Aye aye.
Although I'm sure there would come a point where if you priced it high, the ammunition high enough, it would be just no. It's just it just wouldn't look like they would just. Even the most hardened Second Amendment nut would go, no, even this is too much. There's no point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is meant to be a I believe the rest of the routine is basically goes on how if someone had to, it basically is if someone had to use the firearm, you know, they definitely did something really wrong that warranted spending a huge amount of money. But yeah, it is meant to be more of a joke than an actual serious proposal, but it does cover a bit of a serious point as well. As I said, gallows humor. Well, it's just you talking about the
That's affirmative.
that news article, covering the military-industrial complex, saying that was wasteful in terms of bullets and not lives. It's it just reminded me of that for some reason, because I got a stupid mind, or a very weird tangential mind.
You're fine.
I'm on it, Commander.
It's a bizarre. I got a bizarre stream of consciousness, but anyway, to bring it back to something less serious, Frankenstein Island.
Yes.
Would you like to guess how bad this movie was?
Absolutely horrific.
Pretty much, it was poor. Although, like I would say the editing was questionable, but it was also all over the place. They literally were taking ideas from everywhere, and add to that a bunch of bikini-clad Amazonians.
Naturally.
And I'm just thinking of this going.
Got it covered.
If this is meant to be an Amazonian tribe, there is no way they could have made those bikinis out in the wild. They look obviously too industrial.
Yeah.
But what is crazier is, basically, spoilers for anyone who wants to watch a crappy 80s horror B-movie. It's about a bunch of idiots on a hot air balloon who crash landed on this weird island, and they're basically
Moving to designated position.
they then end up dealing with the descendant of Dr. Frankenstein, Sheila Frankenstein, who is intent on, making zombies and protecting a brain in a jar for some reason. I'm very confused, and I didn't understand what was going on for most of it. I think
not a word of what you said made sense. So
it didn't make sense.
You're not alone.
Either when we watched it. Apparently, Van Helsing is somehow involved. Yes, that Van Helsing.
What?
Who's 200 years old and being revived, like kept alive somehow, effectively by chemicals and electric shocks.
What?
I don't understand it either. And then at the very end, Frankenstein, the original Frankenstein monster, walks out from an underwater cave or something and starts fighting people. Okay. And everyone starts fighting, and it's with a bunch of brainless zombie sailors who look like they're off of a late Steve Jobs tribute act. Because they're wearing black sweaters and denims.
This is weirder than the idea of Dracula having to fight off Nazi vampires as they try to burn London to the ground.
Yeah, I don't get it either. You need to watch this. It's on YouTube as well, so in full. So if you want to subject yourself to this, go right ahead.
Jasmine's reaction was flawless.
We have been warned by we were warned by the host of the viewing party that you might want to start drinking immediately as soon as the movie starts. I did not have that as an option, but
yeah,
it might be worth doing. And we missed. It was like, who is that? Is that me?
No, thankfully. You are the one who missed. You are not the one who
This is being strangled.
Is being strangled. That is the important, significant thing, because you have the most firepower of anyone in the mission. So.
Ammo out. Got him.
just wait. There'll probably be a muton somewhere around the corner. If my friend.
I am desperately hoping that these are the last guys, because I'm so done.
Operational objectives completed.
Thank goodness. But yeah, I specifically said what I said about Dracula having to fight off Nazi vampires because I knew Jasmine would respond in some way. And Jasmine, your response was fabulous.
Dankeschön.
What movie is that? I might need to suggest it to one of the viewing parties.
It is not a movie. It is the plot of a
Helsing.
Of Helsing.
It's Helsing Ultimate. It's an anime.
Well, yes, and Helsing.
Oh yeah,
specifically Helsing Ultimate. But
how come I didn't notice that? I should have.
Because
because
you, like everyone else on this planet, don't associate Alucard with Dracula. You do not immediately think, oh yeah, the guy in the red coat, that vampire who kills people in a horrifically delightful way, is Dracula.
Goth Trigon.
Oh my god, it is Goth Trigon. Except, no, because Alucard's got bloodlust and Vash does not.
I will say that, although I've never seen either version of the official Hellsing animes, either Ultimate or otherwise, I did watch most of the episodes of Hellsing Ultimate Abridged, which is quite funny, and still manages to sum up most of the plot points quite well.
Hey Jasmine, should I?
What?
Should I do the thing?
The thing.
Uh-oh.
Honestly, if you're going to have a dick fighting competition with a woman, you must have started with the world's worst handicap, which I'm sure benefits the 8-year-old boy you've got chained up in your private Vatican jet, which was paid for how? Oh, right, generous contributions from your followers to spread the word of God. All over his back.
Oh dear.
I need someone
demonetized again.
I need someone to scream Anderson because I can't do Maxwell. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son lest he be angry, and ye perish in the way, when his wrath be kindled but a little.
Was that meant to be Anderson, or was that starting to veer towards Boris?
It started to veer towards Boris a little in the end, because I haven't done any of his lines recently. I can't do that accent. However, if you give me a set of lines, I can sometimes reproduce the accent for just those lines.
I probably could, but I feel like I would be doing the work of the voice actor there. I forget who it was. Disservice.
Yeah, I'll be perfectly honest. I'll be perfectly honest. I can't remember anyone except that Takahata 101. Oh no, I remember that Takahata 101 did Alucard, and then the other thing I remember is that whoever voiced Integra is literally just reusing the voice she used for Luna from Sailor Moon Abridged. Please, dear God, nobody ask me how I know that fact. It's actually not that embarrassing. I watched the first episode of Sailor Moon Abridged on the request of a friend of mine from school.
Engineers arrived this morning, Commander. We're
I probably should watch that myself just for a laugh, to see how funny it could get.
Yeah.
But yeah, personally my favorite quote out of Hellsing Ultimate Abridged is, "Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?" As he pops out the wall. And
stop screaming!
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I'm sure there's a quote from somewhere. I don't know where, but I can't seem to find it. I'm sure someone probably said it.
I'm not sure. I do like that one.
We're in pursuit.
Yeah. I don't know how far you've gotten, but the problem with Hellsing Ultimate is it veers into some problematic territory later on in the series that it probably could have not done.
Commander. We're receiving
But
several
didn't it
urgent
basically
requests for
follow the
assistance.
manga
There are
verbatim?
abductions in progress at each
Well,
port
okay,
site
but
on the hologram.
see that doesn't really benefit anyone except saying that Kota Harano should probably be like called out for that shit. But
I mean, yeah.
but
How problematic are we talking? Just
something very, very bad happened to Saris's mother.
oh dear. Okay, I think I can guess.
I mean, yeah. It's probably either what you are thinking or worse. In fact, it is probably both what you are thinking and worse.
Well, I just looked it up and oof. Okay, big oof.
Yeah, it is definitely a big oof, but yeah, that's a whole thing, but that's neither here nor there. It's just Kota Hirano screwed up majorly when he wrote that into the manga. Funhouse, I think, screwed up massively when they kept it. Because it is absolutely something that did not need to be in the OVA. If it was absolutely necessary, they could have mentioned it or something, but they did not have to put it on screen.
Yeah, but I can see why that might be a problem. I can see why it is a problem. Probably not a good idea.
No, not really.
It is surprising how much stuff that he got away with back then.
I mean, it's the anime equivalent of an R-rated film, so to some degree,
I would go as far as to say it's probably edging towards NC-17 territory, but
that's what R-rated is here in the States.
No, that's what I mean. That is,
Yeah.
we would say 18. No, there is an NC-17 in the States, but I seem to recall that's, for the most part, that's usually for, that's usually saved for basically pornographic stuff.
To my knowledge,
Depending.
Yeah, my understanding of the way the system goes is it goes, she needs a carbine. It goes, general audience, parental guidance suggested, parental guidance 13 or older suggested, and then R is 18 and up and is everything.
Yeah, parents are urged to learn more about the film about taking young children. Yeah, but although it does say if you're under 17, you can see it as long as you're with a parent or adult guardian.
Yeah.
There is the NC-17 rating, which is literally under 17s are not allowed at all.
Oh.
Period.
Well, I've never heard of such a film being released here in the States. I may be wrong, of course. In fact,
Well,
that
it's
is
for the MPA system. I believe the problem with the NC-17 is that it basically is effectively profit suicide. Basically, most cinemas would not deal with NC-17 films, and
that makes sense.
Indeed, yeah, from what I can gather, NC-17 is mostly used for these days for basically pornographic stuff or close enough to, and most mainstream action films would, if they wanted to really put that nasty stuff in aim just for hard R, and that's it.
Next deployment site is in the UK.
It's one of those bizarre things. I mean, we have a similar system, but it's I don't think there's much of leeway to allow parental supervision or guardian supervision, with the exception of one rating, and that's only for movie theaters. Let me just double check if they have.
So what you're saying is that the UK government actually knows better than to trust parents.
Heading out.
Kind of, maybe. Well, maybe that might have been true in the past. I'm not so sure about now.
Aye, aye, Commander.
But yeah, basically we got we got a movie rating system which is roughly analogous, however the word is, to the US one. It's U for Universal, PG for parental guidance. Universal, obviously, anyone can see it. Parental guidance, same as PG over there. You know, it's fine for the most part, but there might be things that might scare really young children. We have a 12, which is basically you have to be 12 or over. 15, where you have to be 15 or over, or 18, which is 18 or over. And we also have an R18, which is basically a special license and classification for porn. And we also have a 12A. That's A for Apple, which is basically you can only for 12 and over. But if you're under 12, you can go in to see it if you have a guardian or other adult, responsible adult with you. That's again that's really just for that's just for cinema releases or movie theater releases. It's like obviously you can't slap a 12A on a home video release.
Do you know what our rating system is here, or no?
I just mentioned it.
Yeah, I did a walkthrough of it, but also I had literally up until today I thought NC-17 was part of either a British or European system. I did not know that it was an American rating system.
Yeah. Oh no, it's in the
yeah.
It's just
while the enemy team was moving around, I actually Googled it and looked at it, and now I actually know what it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Like I said, my understanding from my movie buff bro is that it's just like they don't get that many NC-17s because it's just basically the most mainstream movie theaters will not deal with it.
Yeah.
How many movies are that rating? The most they'll deal with is R, and that's it.
He's down.
And in fact, they even talks about it in the Wikipedia article of the MPAA rating system. Fact that NC-17 is basically the kiss of death for any film that receives it.
Well then, that's a bit harsh, don't you think?
Well, that's what it says here. It even has a cited reference to an article where it talks about it. It is from a UK newspaper, but it does talk in great
I mean, I'm
detail.
sure it's true.
Yeah, a lot.
Solid copy.
It's just one of these things.
But I guess that kind of explains why I didn't know it existed.
Affirmative.
Probably because they don't show that many, and they don't want to. Let's see, what else can we say about it? Well, but that's not to say they don't exist. You do have NC-17 movies. It's just, you know, it's probably more likely to see in some grindhouse cinema somewhere. I know they're not really a thing anymore, but oh, that reminds me. One of the most entertaining things I've seen is when my brother bought a couple of DVDs of grindhouse trailers. These are not even the movies. These are just trailers of the kind of movies you'd see in a grindhouse theater. If you've ever heard of those.
Only in the context of the split film that Guillermo del Toro did with, I forget who the other person was. But it was called Grindhouse, and it was a split film.
Okay.
That had Del Toro did one film, and then someone else did. I think it was Death Race was the other person's film.
It was Tarantino.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was Tarantino.
Yeah.
I'm out of firepower.
That makes sense, actually.
That's kind of where it came from. The idea was you would, unless I misunderstood it, it would basically show some lurid exploitation type movie, or two of them, for the price of one ticket.
Yeah.
Negative ammo.
And it was basically lurid exploitation, B-movie, popcorny stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, it's I believe I've seen at least bits of it when of either of the two when my brother got them in the home media releases.
Yeah.
It's just the idea was it's meant to be a homage back to those days where they would make those kinds of movies and they would show it in the grindhouse cinema or grindhouse movie theater, which the idea was it's these basically these movie theaters that will show these low budget horror splatter and exploitation movies.
Yeah.
All mission objectives completed.
Man, thinking about Del Toro makes me want to rewatch Blade and Blade 2.
He was filming in Buffalo.
Like recently?
Yep.
Ooh.
I'm glad to see our troops.
Yeah, like all along Niagara Square downtown, there was like all these really vintage cars and stuff. It's cool.
I was gonna say, you are making me more interested by the second.
It should be pointed out a lot of these grindhouse movie theaters don't exist anymore, or a lot of they went into terminal decline when cable TV and home video started taking off in the 80s.
We will be in touch, Commander.
Any more missions left to do?
In some ways, it's quite sad because it would have been nicer to see if some of these were. That would have been about American cultural history. I would have been interested in seeing preserved.
Yeah.
To cut back on resources dedicated to our research projects.
I don't have much control over how many scientists you get, Valen. That is almost entirely up to the council. That said, now that I have laser weaponry, I don't feel as scared to...
I noticed the US is about to enter a state of hysteria.
Yeah, well, they can have it.
Satellite launched.
I'm more concerned with getting Africa fully built up. Because I want the...
Nothing to report at the moment. Boards are clear.
Meanwhile, Japan has already noped out of the project, as we saw earlier, and I don't... For some reason, I'm thinking they're still being attacked by kaiju or something.
Yeah, we'll have to Pacific Rim on them pretty soon. Since we're apparently still talking about Del Toro films. What up, Jasmine?
Oh, I'm playing more Yakuza, and Majima's like a boss fight right now. Like, not like where I fought him everywhere else in the game, but like he's a legitimate boss fight right now, and he's like kind of aggravating me.
Oh, I was gonna say, he's not like a boss fight, but he's a boss fight. I'll see myself out.
Oh dear.
Stop moving! Let me just beat the crap out of you.
I'm just imagining Jasmine just really just laying into the literally punching the buttons on her controller.
That's what I'm doing right now, basically.
I was gonna say, that sounds about accurate.
And I don't mean just jabbing it really hard. I mean literally just laying your fist and just punching the button really hard.
Nice.
Jasmine, hopefully you're not one of these kinds of people who rage quit throwing the controller against the wall or something.
No. I don't throw my controllers.
Friends, can we just appreciate the massive jump in accuracy between the basic weapons and the laser cannon? Like, it's big.
Can I just say I actually did throw my controller once in anger when I was trying to complete a license test in Gran Turismo. One of them, I forget which one. It's either Gran Turismo 5 or 6. And I was trying to complete those damned stupid license tests, and I missed out on completing one of the more difficult ones by a fraction of a second.
Oof.
And I just remember getting so angry I threw the controller against the wall and it left a permanent mark on it.
Big oof, but also huge mood.
Incoming transmission.
Thankfully, yeah, the controller didn't break, but I did feel really bad that I left a big stain on the wall and a possible dent.
And that is
Not a stain
this
council makes lightly.
You can't really see anymore. My room has been repainted fairly recently, a couple of years ago, so it's the stain is no longer there. But I can point roughly to where it is.
This morning, Commander.
Has anyone besides me played the Mega Man Legends titles?
Nope.
I'm not a big Mega Man fan, so.
That's all?
Nope, afraid not.
Okay. Then this isn't gonna make any sense. But you guys probably would both be impressed and also feel very hard with the level of restraint I showed doing the hardest license mission in Mega Man Legends 2, which basically required frame accurate gameplay the whole time through.
Everywhere that I just got an achievement.
Whoa.
Like, my Xbox showed it, and then my phone went off, and then it showed up on my computer.
That's fair.
Well, I've not played it. I believe I have watched, what was his name? Oh, it's one of the abridged series voice actors. He did do a Mega Man abridged series where he did an abridged version of the Mega Man cartoon / anime. But
oh goodness,
I haven't played it, but I do know the game you're talking about.
Okay.
Alive.
Cutscene.
Yes. Without a live specimen, I'm afraid we've reached the pinnacle of what my team is able to accomplish.
And how do you suggest we do this, Doctor?
The autopsy I've just completed confirms that the alien's physiology is quite similar to our own. A highly concentrated electrical current delivered at close range should cause
Close range? And what happens if it doesn't work? Do you really think this is worth the risk?
I do. We do not know our enemy. How can we hope to stop something that we do not understand? If we can capture one of these creatures alive, we may be able to communicate with it.
And interrogate it. Find out what they want. Where they're operating from.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
That possibility outweighs all risks, in my opinion. I can construct a safe enough facility to house our captive, but I do not know how we could possibly communicate with it.
Not to worry. I will see to that.
All right. I'll speak to the commander.
Commander says, y'all crazy, but I don't really have any other way because this is a video game.
Yeah, I'm looking. I just realized I haven't had the low latency option on.
Oh goodness.
Why I'm a little bit behind. I had it switched off earlier because I was having problems watching another friend's stream earlier today, and well, that's back on now. That's why I'm a little bit delayed.
That would explain an awful lot.
I appreciate your efforts to support
But that's
the
on now,
research team,
so
Commander.
it should be a lot
I've
easier.
already
But
put the new
secondly,
recruits to work in the lab.
because I'm sure this happened in Independence Day as well, trying to communicate with hostile extraterrestrials, and that went swimmingly well.
Well, okay, so the thing is that there was an assumption of the ability to negotiate in Independence Day. There was an assumption that once you could communicate, negotiations could be had, and the misunderstanding of the of their invasion could be cleared up. There's not really so much of an assumption for that here. It's just straight up, if we can talk to them, we can find out where they're coming from and destroy them.
Fair enough. I also think that this could all end up badly, and we're just going to end up with one of those sectoids in our lab who basically speak to us by basically killing almost everyone and telepathically using Dr. Shen to go, peace, no peace.
Yeah.
There's always that risk. And, well, Bill Paxton will come in and just ask, what do you want us to do? And
die!
Yeah, before
that was
using telepathic powers to adversely affect them.
Yeah, and then someone asks, I would say, is that bulletproof glass? No, sir.
Yeah.
Oh god, that was such a cool scene. Okay, we will send the Sky Ranger.
Still one of my favorite movies, even though it's a bit silly and it's a guilty pleasure.
It's such a great movie, though.
What?
Independence Day.
Oh yeah.
Like, legendary in terms of being a fantastic example of all things. Oh gosh. Of all things, disaster movie.
Yeah, and not to mention it's one of the few movies that actually makes America be all America, but at the same time show they're still quite vulnerable and just as capable of getting its ass handed to it.
Yeah, but also you know. Welcome to Earth. Pang.
Yeah.
Okay.
If nothing else, watch it because you can laugh at Jeff Goldblum trying to hack into a UFO using an Apple Mac laptop.
I've meant to say this the last 2 times we've brought that movie up. But have I actually mentioned, I don't remember if I have or not, but have I actually mentioned the fact that oh hell, why is it not coming to my brain? Have I mentioned that when they're running out of the spaceship, and I know I haven't mentioned this now because it's so foreign to my tongue, when they're fleeing the spaceship after they implant the virus, when Jeff Goldblum says must go faster, he never said that on set.
Oh, did he not?
In fact, he never said it during the production of the film. They cut the must go faster out of Jurassic Park to put into Independence Day. Because they liked it so much.
Well, it works.
I mean, it fit perfectly.
It's also a joke I sometimes use myself when it's in a situation in a game where I have to run away from something.
Mm-hmm.
Just go, must go faster, must go faster.
Yeah.
Doesn't always work, I should point out.
Yeah.
But for me anyway, but it's still fun to say.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I need to figure a way to fit that in my next marathon stream.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure there will be a point where I have to remind you that you can strafe one.
I'm planning on, speaking of my own plans, I'm planning on doing another stream. Well, it'll be I guess tomorrow for both of us. Although technically speaking, for me, tomorrow is about to come in about roughly 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But still technically later today. But we'll see if I'm not having to deal with any other chores.
Yeah.
At the same time, as obviously not a professional streamer, I can't set aside the fixed timetable. I don't have the luxury of my own recording studio. I'm literally having to work doing streaming in a active household.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'll give you a heads up, Xale, if you're wanting to join in.
Yeah, I absolutely would love to, and I will be more than happy to hop on when you want to get going.
Failing that, obviously, I'm sure I can sit some time on the weekend as well. If that even has a meaning.
Civilians are in the AO.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say the weekend anymore.
I remember sharing on Facebook a funny comic. I forget the series, but it's something along the lines of what was it? Someone getting shot, asking what day is it?
Oh goodness, that's from ASDF movie, isn't it?
No, it's some other comic. Or I forget exactly what it was. And also, your stream stuttered a bit, so I was worried I might be disconnecting.
Yeah, it looks like I dropped 800 or so frames.
Well. It's a comic series called Cat's Cafe. Yeah, Cat's Cafe, and it's just a pigeon drinking and a drink and typing on a laptop, and suddenly doing a spit take and demanding to know what day is it.
I see.
It's actually quite a fun, cute series of comics.
Yeah.
Probably one of the few things that's wholesome on Facebook, frankly. Unlike the rest of it, which is a burning dumpster fire at the best of times, to be honest with you.
Could be worse. Could have been Tumblr a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, I heard of. I do, like, speaking of dumpster fires, I was sad for a friend who who ran his own Discord until earlier today. I'm not going to name names because of the unfortunate circumstances, but it did make me a bit sad that he just literally up sticks and left and gave control of the Discord to one of the other moderators. And his updates on social media indicate he's in, tell me he's in a little bit of a bad place.
Sorry to hear that.
It seemed just sparked off after a big disagreement that resulted in someone who he thought was a good friend being banned for some dodgy comments he made. And then the proverbial brown stuff hit the fan. I think it's really unfortunate, and I think basically lockdown, the Rona lockdown, is getting to everyone from lots of things.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm thankful for streams like this, where we get to laugh at DJI Mavics being blown up and make inappropriate jokes about flying squids, and also Fin Men being blown to pieces.
I'd like to apologize. Oh, it did a lot further back than I thought I was going.
Heading there now.
Oops. Oh dear.
Oh well. Should be about the same, I hope.
I'm gonna have to leave a little early just because I gotta go to the store.
Yeah. Take care.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
They got me flanked.
Just the two of us.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get...
Are we on the set of National Treasure or something? Because that's what it feels like.
I mean, it is definitely a city or a state capital. It's definitely not, however, a full... It's not the full Monty.
Not the museum, National Museum over there, or National Archives, or whatever
no,
it was.
It is decidedly not the National Archive. Okay.
Speaking of the store, I have noticed, like, I had to go to the store and visit a pharmacy earlier today for dispensing chemist. an older generation of Brit might say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the pharmacy and the supermarket to pick up some medication refills for some skin-related problems, and also just pick up some random supplies. It annoyed me that some people still haven't quite got the concept of social distancing, and not to mention the fact that some people were just walking the aisles, having a gossip, which was a bit annoying. Even before the Rona caused problems, it gets very annoying when you're trying to just get your shopping done. Get your groceries, and there's like a group of about 4 people standing blocking the aisle.
Yeah, like, that is truly unfortunate.
I'm just thinking, for crying out loud, I just come in to get some soup and a few other essentials, and you are in the way.
But Zaldera, why are you buying soup at the clothes store?
Oh no, don't even go there. And also,
I'm glad that you at least immediately recognized the reference.
One, I am not either Sans or Papyrus, and 2...
that had nothing to do with either of them, though.
That joke doesn't work here because over here, a lot of the supermarkets have become all-in-one places, so you do have a pharmacy and a cool store wrapped into one. Believe it or not, I'm sure. I'm
not surprised by that.
Yes, as well. But
first of all, I'd like to state that's a reference to, or it's an old, that's a reference to Code Geass, abridged. First of all, second of all, yeah, no, I was just throwing it out there because I saw an opportunity.
I thought it was more of an Undertale.
No,
reference.
I forget where it's from, but I distinctly remember Lelouch calls somebody and is like, "Hey, I need you to come here," and the other guy says, "I can't. I'm buying clothes," and then the conversation just descends into the fact that there's only soup because the guy's at the soup store, and so Lelouch screams at him, "Why are you buying clothes at the soup store?" To which the other dude replies, "Fuck you," and hangs up.
I recall seeing the Undertale version of that, where it's basically Stan and Papyrus doing the same thing.
Okay, it's probably the same audio clip too.
I wouldn't be surprised, but that's the version I saw. I'm not sure if I've seen the Code Geass, the abridged version of it. I wouldn't be surprised if I did and just forgot, but the Undertale version of it stuck in my mind.
Yeah.
More for some reason.
Well, I imagine, because I know that's the original version, is the Code Geass referencing version. It's possible, though, that it's just the same audio from the Code Geass version that was reused, because that happens a lot.
I would check it, but the website that these meme things has blocked my IP range for some reason. I think I might know why, but like, I'm not going to go into it here, but I should point out it's nothing to do with me. I think someone must have done something on my ISP's IP, and it's just blocked that range. It has happened before with Wikipedia as well.
Yikes.
Well, not on my home connection, but when I was using a relative's connection while on vacation, to check something on Wikipedia, you could see the warnings issued for the IP range I was surfing from. Oh dear.
That's always
funny.
That's always a concerning thing.
Also, just to really kibosh the idea further about the soup store thing, there's apparently someone has taken a picture of a cold store called Soup.
Yeah, I remember that. Also, this might be a restart.
Uh-oh. Oh dear.
Target down.
Oh, Xale dead, but
this is almost definitely going to be a restart.
far too many things.
Far too many things happening at once, and yeah, that just happened. So yeah, I'm gonna restart because 1, I got greedy and it screwed me, and I'm not happy about that. And 2, just
I'm seeing the Cold Mint thing as well, or Cold Geass Abridged, I guess, but they call it Cold Mint. That seems to be the original. But yeah, it looks like the Undertale version has gotten more prominence for reasons.
Because it's Undertale and not Code Geass.
Judging by it, it's not the same audio clip, at least in the video I've seen, but they have used the same script.
I see.
It's just Sans screaming at Papyrus.
Central, this is Big Sky.
That is the opposite that I would expect it to have been.
Well, that's what it is on this version of the video.
Solid copy, Big Sky. Strike one has been
I would absolutely have expected it to be Papyrus doing the yelling at Sans.
Oh, I don't know that.
And Sans would be the one that's just messing with Papyrus. Because
Well,
that's usually how it goes.
Fair enough. Well, that's the way around they got it here for reasons I'm not sure.
For reasons unknown.
Yeah. But yeah, as we watch, yeah, I do apologize, Xale. I realize I kind of hijacked your stream once again to be talking about things other than what's going on in the game.
It's perfectly alright.
I always feel guilty about that because I know when I watch other streamers myself, sometimes I do get a little bit annoyed when streamers kind of go on a massive tangent. It depends on the tangent. Sometimes I find it funny and enjoy it. Other times, if it's really something dumb.
My counterpoint is that you let me name your character in XCOM How Do.
There's that, yes.
At that point, you pretty much just... You've got carte blanche.
Yeah.
You've got carte blanche to hang out and say whatever you damn well please.
Aye, aye, Commander.
One of these days I probably will play, like, I might end up having to make my own podcast about movies or something, but until then, I'm probably just going to talk about them here.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, this stream is almost podcast-like.
It is, yes.
Hey, B! I'm sorry, the stream chat may have gotten hidden behind stuff, and also I forgot to tell you that I was going to stream tonight.
Oh, and B is just staring back and forth.
I mean, I literally did that eye motion in real life, so... Oh no.
More chrysalids.
Oh no.
Not good.
This might have somehow been even worse than the version I just reset.
Yeah, something tells me I think we need to deal with them very, very quickly, pronto, if we can. And if we can't, maybe it's another reset is in order.
Yeah. Oh no.
And he missed somehow. He's right next to you and somehow.
No, he was shooting at the wrong thing. I just assumed it would auto go to the easiest person to hit.
That makes it worse.
Yeah. This is almost definitely going to be a reset.
Yeah, unless you are a sadist who enjoys seeing, well, your entire squad undergo suffer a TPK.
Well, I mean, the hope is, or the kind of hopeful knowledge is the fact that they should be going after civilians first. They are supposed to be programmed to prefer civilians because that makes zombies.
But now they seem to have this very unhealthy obsession with us.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Commander, permission to speak freely.
After we restart.
Well, I'm gonna say so anyway, Commander. I think we're in a serious bit of shite here.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah, basically.
B, you and Trin have leveled up, and I forgot to get your guys' level up choices. So we will do that before we stop here, after I eventually beat this Terra mission. Well, congratulations, Xale. You died again.
Oh dear. I'm guessing the. So I had to take my look at the other screen for a second to deal with something on Facebook, but I'm gonna guess the chrysalid ate me.
You got ate by a chrysalid. That is most certainly correct.
Well, at least I died how I wanted, screaming
bloody
terror.
Murder.
Screaming in terror while some monstrosity with sharp claws tried to gouge my innards out.
Strike One has been given the green light.
It's not an incorrect statement.
Priority is to protect those civilians.
As we run about and trying to figure out what the hell do we do.
Yep. I have a new plan. My new plan has been foiled.
Headed there
Oh dear.
My new plan was to make sure I triggered the first pack with the Tachikoma, and anybody who couldn't take a shot by the end of the round would steady aim, because as we have learned, the chrysalids now have the ability to they have the ability to dodge. They have lightning reflexes now.
Well, that's that is BS.
Yeah, it most certainly is.
Just trying to look out to see if any of the things burning are dumpsters, so I can make a burning dumpster fire joke.
Doesn't look like it.
It's just cars.
Yeah, it's cars. A couple bookshelves. Looks like a computer or two. That wasn't a good noise.
Yeah. One bit of trivia for you, we don't actually have dumpsters over here, or at least we don't have anything we call a dumpster.
I was gonna say, you guys do have... Do you just call them... Are they just still called bins, even though they're huge?
Yeah, basically bins, or like garbage bins, trash bins, or just refuse bins to be more British.
Okay.
We also got large trapezoidal shaped waste containers, mostly for construction waste, that are called skips. As in like well, like a skipping rope, but obviously not.
Yeah. Fun fact, we don't call them skipping ropes here in the States either.
Roger that.
We call them jump ropes.
Look sharp, enemies rolling up.
But see, there's this thing called context, and it is quite easy to figure out what a skipping rope is from context clues.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And if you're wondering, no, I don't know why they call them skips, the large refuse or trash containers.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you look them up, it's basically just a trapezoidal shape. Like bin that's used to store mostly construction waste. They're often loaded onto special trucks that have basically swing out arms designed to quickly and easily load and unload them.
Please kill this guy in one hit.
Right.
Frick!
Oh, no, he's still alive.
Rest in peace, Xale.
Oh dear.
Unless it goes after a civilian, you are its target.
Oh joy.
It went after a civilian.
Oh.
Hilariously, it went after a civilian that was outside of its movement range.
That is both a good and a bad thing, because I presume we want to keep as many civilians alive. The bad news is I notice another 3 have decided to join as buddies.
Yeah, but we've got plenty of firepower, so we'll be okay.
We hope.
We will definitely be okay, Xale.
I'm all out.
Okay, if you say so. Where's we? Hopefully the shiv helps as well.
Yeah, I mean the shiv does a ton of damage, so it should be just fine.
But yeah, to go back to dumpsters, yeah, we'd still call them bins even if they're huge. And well, I also noticed one of the other things I also noticed is that they commonly will use the word dumpster in the States to refer to things that aren't technically dumpsters as well. There's the open top trash containers that they sometimes call dumpsters, which technically aren't. And I believe it's actually a trademark as well.
Now that part I did not know about. Also, we may now officially be in trouble.
Uh-oh. Oh, for crying out loud, now what?
Yet more chrysalids, which, again, assuming they go after civilians, will be fine. The concern is them not going after civilians.
Well, yeah, hopefully, but so far this game has had a tendency to screw us over. Well, screw you over repeatedly.
Rest in peace,
oh,
Xale.
Crap. Ah, no, again. Oh. Somehow I survived that. I don't know how.
The game knows I'll reset if you die.
I don't like the look of your face, pal. I think you need to have a word with my laser gun. Excuse me.
It's alright. Now the question is, do any of my soldiers have medkits? And yes, they do. Yes, they do. Several of them do, in fact.
They better do, because if they do, I refuse to go down just by bleeding out, because that's just humiliating. Why are some civilians just standing there? What are you folks hoping to do? Take a Instagram selfie of yourself as you get eaten by chrysalid? Oh lol, I can imagine it's the status update now, something along the lines of, oh lol, aliens have arrived and they ruined my day. I think I'm gonna get my brains eaten out, lol.
Nothing's broken. You're fine.
With a selfie of him doing the peace sign while smiling with a chrysalid towering.
You have an amazing opinion of the general populace, Xale.
I'm sorry, it's part of it is probably due to the number of amounts of stupidity I have to deal with when I'm working with the public.
I mean, that's fair, but my word, that is how we say, an impressive amount of disdain for humanity.
Well, I can't help it. It's been, unfortunately, it's
more fucking chrysalids.
Uh-oh.
And he immediately ran away. That's bad. See, I want them to run towards me so I have an opportunity to gun them down. I don't want them to just run away. Or I want them to run towards me for the duration of the time that they are activating. But I want them to run away when it's time for them to...
Yeah. But yeah, I guess a lot of the disdain comes from my faith in humanity being shaken quite a bit over in the many years, and
fair
this
enough.
was before I started in my current job.
Yeah.
But it's also because it's just funny, because you know that is what would happen. I mean, for crying out loud, I remember reading a news article, a news piece on on a couple of teenagers in Australia who got stuck in a giant sewer pipe, some sort of storm drain or something like that, and they basically they phone the emergency services, which in their case is the number 000, which is their version of 911.
I don't recall.
No, they didn't. Instead, they posted on Facebook something along the lines of "trapped in a sewer pipe." Lol. And I think they might have actually put LOL or LOL as well. I'm not sure. A lot of their friends just laughed at them and thought they were joking. I think it was only one or two of them that actually realised they were serious, and it was only that saved them from dying.
Yeah.
On the move.
And it's not just that. There was also an incident over in Hong Kong where some lunatic decided to set off a fire inside a crowded metro train. He was apparently heard muttering some words about how he hated life and how he was going to kill them all or something. And then he lit a fire, which obviously caused a bit of a panic. And
well, yeah, but that's straight up that's straight up homicide and terrorism. Yeah. So come on, Xale, get me a get me a crit and kill them. I mean, you got me a crit. So I can't complain, but
there's still another chrysalid outside, and he's just about to go out.
Yep. But he used up his entire turn moving, so.
You're gonna get pal.
Miss.
But yeah, it's But yeah, what? I don't think he was done for terrorism. I think he was done for homicide, basically. But yeah. I also recall that one of the more disturbing things about that incident was a lot of people just stood around filming and taking selfies on what was going on, rather than actually, you know, activating the emergency alarm to the driver's compartment or the engineer's compartment, or using the fire extinguishers in the compartment. And I've been on vacation in Hong Kong many times, and I know they do have those features in the metro trains over there.
That is crazy.
Admittedly, okay, a lot of it maybe because a lot of people are in shock and they don't know, but it is being someone who deals with the public and having to deal with safety type work. You do have to watch out for these sorts of things where the public might maybe unconsciously do something self-destructive, deleterious actions in an emergency situation. But it is a little bit disturbing when people seem to be more interested in updating the social media what is going on. I mean, you see all the time in car accidents on the freeway, you sometimes get rubberneckers.
Yeah.
Which is something you really don't want, because they might cause an accident themselves.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna hope. Can my dude save people?
We hope.
Robot dude can save people! Okay.
I don't know why that's so funny and cute as well.
I know, right?
Seeing the shift just roll up, and it's a bit of a pity the shift couldn't actually say anything. At least I think they made any noises, did they?
No, they don't have any voices in XCOM 1, which is a crying shame.
Massive shame, not even bleepity bloop.
Yeah.
What is this building? I'm just trying to figure out. I just see tables and chairs on fire and
it's some kind of governmental administration building.
I could have sworn it was some sort of bar.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a bar, it is some kind of administratum themed bar.
Oh, don't give them ideas. You never know where they might go with that.
That's affirmative.
That's a
fair point. I would not be surprised if someone did make an office-themed bar somewhere.
Yeah. Need to find a good spot that's gonna have decent sight lines. Hopefully here.
Copy. Moving on target.
Yep. Oh no.
They have me flanked.
Are you kidding me? Floaters again?
Game seems to love them right now, quite a bit.
Also, it's funny you call them, they're called floaters, because that's also what we use to describe something a lot more, a lot ruder and scatologically related.
I would just like to point out that the Shiv literally reared back to kick open the door.
Oh, that's funny.
These things are going to make my heart melt.
On it. Oh dear. What's happening now? Sorry, I'm just looking outside in the yard outside, and my father is getting really annoyed at the family dog, who is taking an extreme interest in something at the side of the fence.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, and my father's just getting plain annoyed because it means he's getting more and more wet because it's raining outside.
Oh, that's the worst. I don't even own a dog, and I know that that's the worst.
Moving to designated position.
It's annoying, but he does make up for it a bit by being very cute, if somewhat weird and or rather alien-like, because he's not like any other breed we've seen. He's some sort of bizarre mongrel.
So, Xale, I'm going to need you to send me a picture of this dog to confirm that it is not, in fact, an X-ray.
As much as I'd like to, I think my parents might object, but yeah, I don't feel he might be. We don't know.
I would just like to point out that this is the highest score I've gotten in a terror mission to date.
Woohoo!
I saved half the civilians.
That's considered acceptable. Oh, for crying out loud.
Only one person was gravely wounded.
Just one.
Just one.
Speaking of waste, because of the recent ongoing problems, the municipal dump recently reopened. They didn't have the staff to man it properly, but it's now reopened, and they've had to put special signs out on the road warning that there may be a traffic jam caused by the queuing vehicles trying to get into the dump.
Oof.
I don't know what they call them in your neck of the woods, but yeah, it's basically the municipal dump, junkyard, recycling facility, whatever you want to call it. It's just a municipal dump.
Alright, B, are you there?
I don't see her on the list of users. I don't know if that has a bearing on there or not. She's there or not.
She's there. She's in the moderators. Alright, well, we are officially 20 minutes past our normal stop time, which kind of makes up for me being about 10 minutes late starting. So I think we should call it there. And I will be back on Thursday, hopefully right at the same usual time.
It looks like B's popped back up if you want to ping her again.
B, if you're present, we can do yours and Trin's level ups, or I can just send it to you on Discord. Right, yeah, we'll just send it to him.
I was gonna say, do we need to send a shiv over to her to see if she's alright and not been infiltrated by X-rays?
Nah, she and Trin are probably playing Monster Hunter World.
Okay.
But alright, we will call it for tonight. things have gone poorly, things have gone well. We have laser weapons in the sky. Or at least we will in 5 days. We haven't lost any of our interceptors yet. I have in progress, I have laser weapons for all of them. The only country we've lost so far is still Japan. The US is going towards it, but hopefully I can stop them from going anywhere. If not, whatever, I will get them back. We got South Africa.
Also fall victim to the kaiju.
Yep. I have
very much Pacific Rim.
Yep, the US is in a panic. But I also have a satellite in progress for launching over Africa, or not for Africa, for Nigeria, which will get us a nice little bonus to our lab and workshop costs. After which, I guess we'll probably go to Europe. I don't know. There's 4 people in Europe.
Like literally 4 people from the whole XCOM operation in Europe. Okay.
4 countries. The US would be a good second go, since that continues to bolster the air war. I just am worried that the US will pull out before I have an opportunity to do anything. I could also go after Asia, but
some nut calling himself Commander Straker has been all over the news.
I'm just surprised that the UK, my homeland, hasn't gone into complete and utter chaos, given that's the very first country to do that in this sort of situation.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that, B. I will just send it to you guys off stream, and that'll give us some time. But that kind of concludes tonight. It's all good, B. It'll be faster and easier, and you guys will have all the time in the world to decide what you guys want. So that concludes us for the evening. I have been Xale Manix, and I have had Xale here, and for a little while we had Star Platinum, otherwise known as Jasmine. But we are going to be signing off, and we'll be back same time on Tuesday. I don't know who else is going to be here, but until then, I have been Xale Manix.
And I'm Xale.
And we will see you Starside.
Beam me straight to detox.